1,000 little fingers just vibrating my body from head to toe.
Infrared heat penetrates deep to reduce pain, soothe, and relax.
Remedy gets in there and helps deal with the source of the pain, so you feel much better.
The Ultra Shiatsu pillow with 6 infrared heated nodes mimics a professional massage. Plus, it's detachable for deep relief anywhere you need it.
It's just something that you're gonna have to feel for yourself.
Experience the true remedy for your pain and stiffness. Call now.
All aboard!
There's a new way to travel, and it's one of the oldest forms of transportation. Travel by train. Yes, consider traveling around the United States on Amtrak. Traveling by train is a lot less of a headache than taking a plane, and you'd be surprised how many places you can go on an Amtrak. And there's no passports or IDs needed. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now. We'll book your trip and email your tickets within minutes. Skip the drive to the airport and skip the lines. Call right now to book your Amtrak reservations. We service most of the United States. Do something new. Travel by Amtrak today. Find out how to get where you're going as soon as tomorrow by train. Call the Amtrak Travel Hotline right now.
Call 855-993-2046. That's 855-993-2046. Again, 855-993-2046.
Jewels on Hampton wants to buy your gold, coins, silver, diamonds, and collectibles at the highest prices in St. Louis. We're your one-stop jeweler offering a beautiful selection of jewelry and fine watches with professional repairs and custom designs. Visit Jewels on Hampton today.
Donate your vehicle to the Humane Society of Missouri to help rescue and find homes for pets in need. It's easy and tax deductible. Visit hsmo.org/cars.
Holland Injury Law. Tested, trusted, tenacious.
Today.
Maha mayhem. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. feeling the heat at a fiery Senate hearing. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle grilling the health secretary on everything from vaccine skepticism to the CDC shakeup. We're live in D.C. with the explosive clash. President Trump aiming to change the name of the Department of Defense today to the Department of War. But what is it good for? We'll explain. A death-defying rescue above an Arizona ballpark. Firefighters race to save a worker stranded atop stadium lights 120 feet in the air. Remembering a giant in the fashion world. A look back at the life and styles of Giorgio Armani. And a wild start to the NFL season had it all. A superstar ejected for spitting, an hour-long weather delay, and of course, an epic rivalry. How the Eagles swooped past the Cowboys to take Game 1 as we start this Friday, September 5th. Early today starts right now. Good morning, glad you're with me. I'm Frances Rivera. We began with a showdown over public health on Capitol Hill. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. facing tough questions from senators over vaccines and basic trust in science and medicine. Kennedy, standing his ground, said he felt the CDC made mistakes during the pandemic and changes were needed. NBC's Alice Barr joins me now from D.C. Good morning, Alice. There were a lot of heated exchanges with Democrats and Republicans.
There certainly were. Francis, good morning to you. And this hearing comes at a critical moment. The CDC just had a big leadership shakeup, and there's growing confusion about who can get the COVID vaccine. Pharmacies in some states are requiring a prescription, while others are not offering the shots at all right now. Senators on both sides of the aisle appeared frustrated.
In your confirmation hearings, you promised to uphold the highest standards for vaccines. Since then, I've grown deeply concerned.
You just told Senator Bennett that the COVID vaccine killed more people than COVID.
Wait,
that was a statement.
I did not say that.
Okay, then let me ask, because you also were
Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that.
We'll check the record. That's a question of fact. I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
So let me ask you, when were you lying, sir? When you told this committee that you were not anti-vax, or when you told Americans that there's no safe and effective vaccine?
Both things are true. Would you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID? I don't know how many died. You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID? I don't think anybody knows that.
Secretary Kennedy was also asked about this op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. The fired CDC director, Dr. Susan Menares, writes that she refused to pre-approve recommendations of a vaccine advisory panel filled with people who have expressed anti-vaccine rhetoric. Kennedy denied that happened. Meanwhile, at a dinner with tech leaders, President Trump said Kennedy is a good person with different ideas.
It's not your standard. It's not your standard talk, I would say, and that has to do with medical and vaccines. But if you look at what's going on in the world with health, and look at this country also with regard to health, I like the fact that he's different.
President Trump said he did not get to watch the Senate hearing. Francis.
Hey, Alice, thank you. New this morning, the White House is preparing to rebrand the Department of Defense. Two White House officials tell NBC News that President Trump will sign an executive order today, which will add Department of War as the secondary title. This will not rename the department, but it will authorize Secretary Hegseth to use the title Secretary of War. Officially changing the department's name would require approval from Congress. A federal appeals court pauses a lower court order to wind down operations at the Trump administration prison camp for migrants in Florida and the Everglades named Alligator Alcatraz. It was originally set to be shut down by October, but will now resume operations while an appeal is being considered. Two environmental groups and a local Native American tribe sued to require an environmental review of the facility built on sensitive wetlands. The camp has been criticized on humanitarian grounds amid reports of poor living conditions for detainees. New details and video this morning on that deadly tram accident in Portugal. The State Department confirming at least one American is among the 16 people killed after the popular Lisbon tourist attraction derailed. The investigation into the Wednesday crash continuing as victims are also beginning to be identified. Joining me now is NBC's Danielle Hamamchin. What else are we learning, Danielle?
Yeah, good morning, Francis. That's right. An American confirmed among the dead, but no further information at this moment. Investigators are still trying to work out what exactly caused the funicular to derail and crash into a building. There's been speculation, but officials refuse to say whether a brake was damaged or whether a cable might have snapped. And a quick reminder about how this funicular works. It has two cars running in parallel, and they're attached to opposite ends of a steel cable. As one car goes downhill, the weight pulls the other one uphill. The company that operates the funicular said that the last repairs were done last year, but regular scheduled maintenance was carried out. But according to local media, the union said that workers had made repeated complaints about the need for further work. The commander of the fire brigade says that the call came in at 6:01 p.m. on Wednesday, and they were on the scene within 3 minutes. At least half of the victims here were foreigners, among them Swiss, Spanish, Italian, and Canadian nationals. Portuguese officials calling this accident one of the worst tragedies in the capital in recent memory. Francis.
Hey, Danielle, thank you. Firefighters in Arizona had to rescue an injured worker stuck at the top of a light pole. Camilla Bernal has this report on the daring operation.
A worker left stranded more than 100 feet in the air atop this towering light pole in a stadium in Mesa, Arizona. The man who was changing the lights at Hohokam Stadium was injured when a piece of equipment failed, striking him in the head, according to the fire department.
He got very dizzy and did not feel comfortable climbing the light tower physically down the way he came up.
Mesa firefighters geared up, raised their ladder to get as close as possible, then climbed the massive pole.
So it's not easy.
It's not easy, but it sure is fun.
After nearly an hour, crews finally reached the injured worker, carefully securing him into a rescue harness.
They rigged the system to take positive control of our rescue package and lower him down to the ground while pulling him away from the light tower.
Once on the ground, first responders immediately took him to the hospital. Officials say he's expected to be okay. Camila Bernal, NBC News.
Now to a 7-Eleven employee in California who's being hailed a hero after recognizing this discreet signal for help from a woman inside the store. The signal, created by the Canadian Women's Foundation, involves tucking a thumb under 4 fingers. Body cam footage then shows Alhambra police approaching the suspect and victim after that worker called for help. Police determined there had been a domestic violence incident. The suspect, John Palombi, tried to run during questioning. He was later arrested and found to have an active warrant and a stun gun. The U.S. government is suing SoCal Edison, saying the utility company caused the deadly Eaton fire in Los Angeles in January. The DOJ alleges their power lines malfunctioned and sparked the disaster. The state is seeking $77 million in damages. Here's Liz Kreutz.
8 months since the Eaton fire ravaged parts of East Los Angeles, killing 19 people and destroying more than 9,000 homes, the DOJ accusing one of the state's largest utility companies of starting it.
Southern California Edison negligently failed to properly maintain its power and transmission lines, negligence that had deadly and very costly consequences.
In 2 lawsuits against SoCal Edison, the U.S. government says they're seeking more than $77 million in damages for both the Eaton fire in Altadena and the 2022 Fairview fire in Riverside County, alleging a troubling pattern of negligence. While investigators have not officially ruled on the cause of the Eaton fire, videos like this one have emerged showing flames at the base of an electrical tower in the early minutes of the blaze.
We believe that the evidence is clear, that Edison is at fault. The reason not to wait is because fire season's coming up again. We want Edison to change the way it does business.
In a statement, SoCal Edison responding in part, while the cause of the fire is still under investigation, we will review this lawsuit and respond through the appropriate legal channels. It all comes as firefighters are actively battling dozens of other wildfires across the West, from Washington State, where the Rattlesnake Fire is burning west of Spokane, to California, where crews are gaining ground on multiple brush fires that ignited from a lightning storm outside Yosemite National Park.
And our thanks to Liz for that report. Let's go to check now the weekend weather forecast with NBC meteorologist Angie Lastman to track some possible showers. So we got to adjust those plans, Angie.
Yes, we do. We've got some rain in the forecast just in time for the weekend, Francis. Here's what's going on right now. We've got a cold front that's working across parts of the Great Lakes in the Midwest and spinning in some of the shower activity, also bringing us the chance for stronger storms across the Tennessee River Valley through the day today. By tomorrow, it's the Northeast that gets in on the action. We'll see periods of heavy rainfall. So yes, secondary plans, indoor plans likely going to be necessary across that region, especially for the second half of the day in the along the I-95 corridor. We also have the chance for some of those stronger storms in the Tennessee Valley. I mentioned Nashville with Lexington included in that. Wind gusts and hail look to be the main threats. As far as the tropics are concerned, we've got a good chance that we'll see a tropical depression by this weekend. 90% chance of this tropical disturbance developing in the short term, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that, while we have tropical storm Lorena in the eastern Pacific. This is going to ramp up moisture for parts of the southwest and leave us with those flood alerts that you're going to see here be in effect for the southwest here at least through tomorrow. We'll watch for the concern for flooding across this area. Parts of Arizona, you can see included in that is that tropical moisture and, of course, those slow-moving thunderstorms. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. 90 degrees and mostly sunny in Charleston today. We head to the mid-90s for Montgomery, 95 in Houston. Plenty of sunshine for Louisville today. More cloud cover for Indianapolis. A high of just 64 degrees in Chicago today. Feeling like fall in Green Bay with a high of 58. And that's a look at your forecast, Francis. Back to you.
Hey, Angie, thank you. New York State Forest Rangers had to rescue 4 hikers from the woods because one of them was just too high. Here he is being escorted out of the Slide Mountain Wilderness in late August. The group called for help after they had eaten wild hallucinogenic mushrooms, leaving one hiker with what authorities called a debilitating high. The Rangers even came back the next day to help the day trippers find their lost car keys. Still to come, a dramatic kickoff for the NFL season. We'll have your highlights, but first, we're back in a minute with tributes to fashion icon Giorgio Armani.
Hey, Jen. Look, it's you. It's your pain and congestion. It's all there.
No, I beat my pain and congestion with new Mucinex Rapid and Clear.
Wait, what? Ah, time out! Time out!
Beat pain, congestion, and headaches. New Mucinex Rapid and Clear.
that reach. So easy.
Okay, men. Oh, we need to vaporize that sore throat. Vapo Cool Drops. It's sore throat relief with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks Vapor Cool Drops.
This morning, remembering Giorgio Armani, the Italian fashion designer and mogul who became known for creating sleek suits and gorgeous gowns, making the red carpet just as important as the events themselves. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has more on his remarkable life.
Giorgio Armani, the fashion designer everyone knows, even if they know nothing about fashion. The 91-year-old whose jaw-dropping dresses and sleek suits redefined red carpets has died. His company calling him indefatigable, saying he worked until his final days.
When you hear the name Armani, what comes to mind?
Genius. To me, he was such a visionary. We lost a huge talent in the fashion and creative worlds.
Born in Piacenza, Italy in 1934, Armani did not come from a wealthy family. He found his way into fashion after serving in the military and then working at a department store in Milan as a window dresser and a buyer. Armani's first clothing line dropped in the 1970s, but it was the 80s when his suits caught everyone's eye.
Bonsoir. Everyone remembers American Gigolo. That's what created this huge departure into the worldwide platform, let's say. This soft, fluid tailoring clothes that defined the 80s and defined a new type of power for men and women.
That suit, Richard Gere.
Exactly.
That man does not go back into that courtroom. Do you understand me?
And then Armani became a Hollywood staple, dressing the industry's biggest stars in the biggest movies. But as much entrepreneur as designer, Armani's business exploded far beyond the iconic power suit, creating a worldwide brand with affordable Armani Exchange and branching out to books, hotels, and makeup. He leaves behind a business empire worth billions and an indelible mark on fashion history. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.
Still to come, these Eagles don't fly, they run. The NFL season kicks off with trademark moves from Jalen and Saquon, while one of their teammates makes a baffling on-field decision.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
How do you spell relief?
For heartburn, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For indigestion, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For fast relief,
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolate spells relief.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
Problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods dissolve completely and have Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
Herbal Essences is a force of nature, made with supercharged botanical blends. Our sulfate-free formulas deeply penetrate to boost hair health without the Salon Naturals price tag. Herbal Essences.
This FanDuel is coming to Missouri. Yeah, it is. I'm pumped. Let's go.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon to Missouri.
Schaefer's Hobby Shop is the home of the biggest and best game selection in St. Louis. Schaefer's carries a massive variety of board games, educational games, role-playing games, hobby supplies, jigsaw puzzles, and so much more. When it comes to games, it's Schaefer's. Oh, and don't forget the toys.
Hello, Reinhold Electric. Since 1976, we've been serving the St. Louis area.
For residential or commercial.
Or industrial.
Security.
No job is too big.
Or too small.
At Reinhold, we do it all.
Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Call now and get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. As a bonus, we'll throw in a free annuity rate report. Both books are yours free, just for calling Annuity General today.
BC and Peacock.
The 2025 NFL season kicked off in Philly last night with the Eagles raising their second championship banner. But the biggest flag flown at this kickoff game came after the first play. Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter was immediately ejected for spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott during an injury timeout. Dallas took advantage of the Pro Bowlers sacking with Javonte Williams punching in 2 first-half touchdowns. But it wasn't just the Cowboys who chose to dominate on the ground.
3rd and goal. Hurts has time. Takes off. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley combined for 3 rushing touchdowns to build a 4-point lead against the Cowboys. But the offensive showcase and the game itself was brought to a halt after a third-quarter lightning delay. Neither team scored once play resumed after the hour-long pause. Dallas's attempt at an upset came to an end after star receiver CeeDee Lamb dropped a couple crucial passes. The Birds pick up where they left off to begin their title defense 24-20. And during that weather delay, people had a chance to go back and what was this whole Prescott-Carter thing about? Apparently, Prescott spit on the ground, was just aiming, looking in the direction of Carter. Oh. And Carter was like, what, you spit at me? And then came over, and that set him off.
Tensions are high even in the first 5 minutes. Right? All right, it was an Osaka ouster at the penultimate round of the U.S. Open. Naomi Osaka's resurgent run in Flushing came to an end in her duel with Amanda Anisimova. She rallied to victory after Osaka took the first set. The 24-year-old Anisimova will face off against top-seeded Ariana Sabalenka in tomorrow's finals. Sad to see Osaka out, but I mean, what a run she's had, and we'll be cheering on Anisimova here from here on out.
And all the excitement in the next coming days there at the U.S. Open. When we come back, Warner Brothers is taking on AI over some of its most iconic characters, and a piece of Star Wars history is about to go under the hammer.
We're putting our new BioFreeze UltraFlex Lidocaine Pain Relief Patch to the test.
It has superior adhesion and 4-way flexibility to move with your body for up to 8 hours. BioFreeze UltraFlex, built to flex.
Febreze.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to restore skin's moisture barrier for 72-hour hydration. Aveeno.
60% of women experience side leaks with bladder protection underwear. Try Always Discreet. Its rapid dry core absorbs up to 25% faster than Depend and fits up to 95% of body shapes. Try Always Discreet, designed to protect.
Reality checkup.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin punches back harder. Nothing is proven more powerful for 24-hour non-drowsy relief. Claritin clears. Now try Claritin Liquid.
Oh, it's mesmerizing.
I can't look away.
Cleaning that greasy mess?
And not even scrubbing.
Will fluff my feathers.
Dawn Platinum is bringing it.
You know it. It cuts through the grease better than their old dish soap.
Keep quacking.
Platinum breaks down the slimy stuff it would leave behind, removing 99% of grease and food residue. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
Yeah.
I'd fly south for a clean like that.
Dawn Platinum, the better grease getter.
When your morning schedule is full, but your belly isn't. When your kid's school pickup needs an afternoon pick-me-up. We could all use a little kind in our snack emergencies. A little protein for breakfast, sustained energy from whole grains for a midday snack. Make it a kind day.
It's Native. 24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 4 times the moisturizers of your old body wash.
And about half the ingredients of my old body wash.
Clean moisturizing body wash isn't a myth. It's Native.
Here's what's making headlines this morning. The Trump administration is scrapping a Biden-era plan that would have forced airlines to pay passengers for cancellations and delays. Industry groups are applauding the rollback, saying it removed burdensome rules. Paramount's new boss is ordering employees back to the office 5 days a week starting in January. Those who don't want in can take a buyout by September 15. Warner Brothers is suing AI platform Midjourney. The studio says it produces knockoff images and videos of copyright characters like Superman and Bugs Bunny. Warner claims Midjourney even dropped safeguards and launched a video service, making it an even bigger threat. The company wants damages and a court order to stop it. Darth Vader's original lightsaber from The Empire Strikes Back is hitting the auction block. Prop Store says it could fetch up to $3 million.
I'm obsessed with this Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash. And it's 10 times more vitamin B3 complex. Just one shower transforms my skin from dry to intensely moisturized. For me, it's only Olay Moisturizing Body Wash.
You've got a big day, and you need to smell fresh. That's why the all-new Unstoppables gives your clothes a 24-hour non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Unstoppables fresh. Smell unstoppable.
Are you one of the millions of Americans who suffer from an upset stomach after a big meal? Try Pepto-Bismol. Unlike some products, Pepto coats and soothes your digestive system to provide fast 5-symptom relief. Stock up on Pepto today.
Here's The Scoop, a new podcast from NBC News, where our journalists take a deep dive into the day's top stories, bringing you closer to the headlines and conversations that are shaping our world. From the front page to the zeitgeist in 15 minutes or less. Listen daily wherever.
That's the feeling you get when you find the perfect new Kia with our carefree buying experience and low price guarantee. Shop JimButlerKia.com today.
The Kia.
Surprisingly affordable.
We hear that all the time at Lifestyle Kitchens and Baths. If you're ready to upgrade your kitchen or bath, get the latest style with Lifestyle.
And we'll help with free design. Wow.
LifestyleKitchens.net in Fenton and Shiloh.
Jewels on Hampton wants to buy your gold, coins, silver, diamonds, and collectibles at the highest prices in St. Louis. We're your one-stop jeweler offering a beautiful selection of jewelry and fine watches with professional repairs and custom designs. Visit Jewels on Hampton today.
Get an 11% rebate on everything in Menards. Protect your boats and recreational vehicles with FPP, RV, and Marine Antifreeze. It has burst-proof protection down to -50 degrees, keeping you protected against freezing temperatures. Get a gallon for $2.49 after rebate. Upgrade to a Genie garage door opener. This ultra-quiet opener comes with a battery backup system to open your door during power outages. Grab one today for just $179.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I called Morgan & Morgan. You pick up a telephone, you feel like you have a friend that understands.
They really are for everyone they represent. They take us in as family.
My experience was very personal. My attorney was right there every step of the way. I felt like she was really concerned about me.
The team I had was like family. We kind of became friends.
They're the biggest injury law firm, but they're also like family, and they're just doggone nice.
Tired of
of looking at your worn-out floors? Let Boardwalk help with our annual warehouse sale. Get up to half off factory specials and closeouts while supplies last. Plus 15 to 25% off most special order items all September long. Our showrooms are filled with stunning options to fit any style and budget. From timeless classics to modern designs, we've got the perfect floor for your home. Visit one of our 4 area showrooms or online at boardwalkhardwood.com. But hurry, these deals end soon and inventory's limited.
Summer's almost over and the 2026s are rolling in.
And right now at Don Brown, we're making room for our new inventory, so there's no better time to buy a 2025. Like the versatile Trailblazer and plenty of Treks ready to go, plus Equinox starting under $27,000. And don't forget our EVs with tax credits ending this month.
And don't worry about how much you owe on your trade-in.
Now that's a Don Brown deal.
At the entrance to the hill.
Let's say you were in a car accident.
Goldblatt Singer.
And now you're injured and can't work. You need a hometown firm who's been representing local clients for 75 years. A team that's won more than $1 billion for people in your shoes. Experienced lawyers who've been on the winning side since 1949.
I'm glad you called Goldblatt Singer, and I promise you will be too.
Feel like your golden years are stuck on bronze?
I'm Dr. Palmer. When it comes to hip and knee replacement, I'm a champion for mobility.
Combining the latest robotic technology with personalized care, Dr. Palmer's minimally invasive techniques mean faster recovery and less pain. Whether you're a weekend warrior, elite athlete, or anything in between, we have one goal in mind: to get you back in the game and get back to what you love.
Don't let hip and knee pain sideline you from life's victory lap.
Build, shop, buy, and do it 100% online. That's Jim Butler Kia's Fast Pass, the fastest way to buy your next new Kia, and of course, get our low price guarantee and carefree buying experience. Shop the #1 Kia dealer in Missouri at stlkiafastpass.com.
Today.
The NFL season kicks off with a game that had it all. A star player ejected for spitting, a weather delay, and a rivalry showdown for the ages. We have the highlights as the Eagles narrowly escaped from a fired-up Cowboys squad. A not-so-healthy discourse on Capitol Hill, the Senate grilling Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on everything from vaccine restrictions to the CDC shakeup in a fiery hearing. We're live with the tough questions from both sides of the aisle. New footage from the deadly train derailment in Portugal as we learn more about the victims. An American among the dead. What investigators and witnesses are revealing about what went wrong. Wall Street bracing for new numbers about the health of the economy. We're live with a preview of the August jobs report. And remembering the titan of the fashion world. A look back at the life of Giorgio Armani and the clothing empire he leaves behind. And meet one young football fan waking up with a big smile this morning, the Eagles fanatic who got the surprise of a lifetime from his favorite team. It's Friday, September 5th. Early today starts right now. Good morning. Glad you're up early with me, especially if you're up late last night. I'm Frances Rivera. That's because the 2025 NFL season kicked off in Philly last night with the Eagles raising their second championship banner. But the biggest flag flown at this kickoff game came just after the first play. Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter was immediately ejected for spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott during an injury timeout. Dallas took advantage of the Pro Bowlers sacking with Javonte Williams punching in 2 first-half touchdowns. But it wasn't just the Cowboys who chose to dominate on the ground.
3rd and goal. Hurts has time, takes off. Jalen Hurts, touchdown Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley combined for 3 rushing touchdowns to build a 3-point lead against the Cowboys. But the offensive showcase and the game itself was brought to a halt after a third-quarter lightning delay. Neither team scored once play resumed after the hour-long pause. Dallas's attempt to an upset came to an end after star receiver CeeDee Lamb dropped a couple crucial passes. And the Birds pick up where they left off to begin their title defense 24-20. Now to the showdown over public health on Capitol Hill. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. facing tough questions from senators over vaccines and basic trust in science and medicine. Kennedy standing his ground, saying that he felt the CDC made mistakes during the pandemic and changes were needed. NBC's Alice Barr joins me now from D.C. Good morning, Alice. There were a lot of heated exchanges with Democrats and Republicans.
There certainly were. And Francis, good morning to you. The hearing came at a critical moment. The CDC just had a major leadership shakeup, and there's growing confusion about who can get the COVID vaccine. Pharmacies in some states require a prescription, while others are not offering the shots at all right now. Senators on both sides of the aisle appearing frustrated.
In your confirmation hearings, you promised to uphold the highest standards for vaccines. Since then, I've grown deeply concerned.
You just told Senator Bennett that the COVID vaccine killed more people than COVID.
Wait,
that was a statement.
I did not say that.
Okay, then let me ask, because you also
Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that.
We'll check the record. That's a question of fact. I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
So let me ask you, when were you lying, sir? When you told this committee that you were not anti-vax, or when you told Americans that there's no safe and effective vaccine?
Both things are true. Did you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID? I don't know how many died. You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID? I don't think anybody knows that.
Kennedy was also asked about this op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. The fired CDC director, Dr. Susan Menares, writes that she refused to pre-approve recommendations of a vaccine advisory panel filled with people who have expressed anti-vaccine rhetoric. Secretary Kennedy denied that that's what happened. Meanwhile, at a dinner with tech leaders, President Trump said that Kennedy is a good person with different ideas.
It's not your standard talk, I would say, and that has to do with medical and vaccines. But if you look at what's going on in the world with health, and look at this country also with regard to health, I like the fact that he's different.
President Trump said that he did not get a chance to watch the Senate hearing. Francis.
Hey, Alice, thank you. New this morning, the White House is preparing to rebrand the Department of Defense. Two White House officials tell NBC News President Trump will sign an executive order today. It will add Department of War as the secondary title. This will not rename the department, but it will authorize Secretary Hegseth to use the title Secretary of War. Officially changing the department's name would require approval from Congress. It's all eyes on the Labor Department this morning as we get our first big jobs report since the president fired the Bureau of Labor Statistics chief following data in July. Let's get straight to CNBC's Karen Gilchrist with what to expect from that report. Good morning, Karen.
Hey, Francis. Good morning and happy Friday. Yes, we've got stock futures slicking just slightly higher ahead of that all-important non-farm payroll data due out later this morning. Now, the August jobs report is expected to show a cooling of the labor market. Economists expect 75,000 jobs were added in the month of August, just slightly ahead of the anemic 73,000 seen in July. They also see the unemployment rate ticking up to 4.3% from the prior 4.2%. Now, this comes after private payroll data from ADP on Thursday showed further cooling of the labor market. Just 54,000 jobs were added in the month of July, below the 75,000 expected. But stocks nevertheless ticked higher, with the S&P hitting a new record high. Investors are willing to shrug off some cooling of the labor market in the hopes that it will lead to a September interest rate cut. However, there will be eyes squarely focused on Friday's report, given the fireworks surrounding last month's data that was cooler than expected, as well as those downward revisions to prior months, and of course the abrupt firing of Commissioner Erica McEnteffer and her later replacement by E.J. Anthony. So a lot to look out for on this Friday's jobs report. Francis.
Highly anticipated. Okay, Karen, thank you. A federal appeals court pauses a lower court order to wind down operations at the Trump administration. Prison camp for migrants at the Florida Everglades there, nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz. It was originally set to be shut down by October, but will now resume operations while an appeal is being considered. Two environmental groups and a local Native American tribe sued to require an environmental review of the facility built on sensitive wetlands. The camp has also been criticized on humanitarian grounds amid reports of poor living conditions for detainees. New details, a new video this morning on that deadly tram accident in Portugal. The State Department confirming at least one American is among the 16 people killed after the popular Lisbon tourist attraction derailed. The investigation into the Wednesday crash continuing as victims are also beginning to be identified. Joining me now is NBC's Danielle Hamamdjian. Good morning, Danielle. What else are we learning?
Yeah, good morning, Francis. We now have, as you say, confirmation of an American among the dead, but no further information on this individual at the moment. Investigators are still trying to work out what exactly caused the funicular to derail and crash into a building. There's been speculation, but officials refuse to say whether a brake was damaged or whether a cable might have snapped. And a quick reminder about this funicular and how it works. It has two cars running in parallel, and they're attached to opposite ends of a steel cable. As one car goes down, the weight pulls the other one uphill. The company that operates the funicular said that the last repairs were done last year, but regular scheduled maintenance was carried out. But according to local media, the union said that workers had made repeated complaints about the need for further works. The commander of the fire brigade said the call came in at 6:01 p.m. on Wednesday, and they were on the scene within 3 minutes. At least half of the victims here were foreigners, among them Swiss, Spanish, Italian, Canadian nationals. Portuguese officials calling the accident one of the worst tragedies in the capital in recent memory. Francis.
Danielle Hamamdjian, thank you. The U.S. government is suing SoCal Edison, saying the utility company caused the deadly Eaton fire in Los Angeles in January. The DOJ alleges their power lines malfunctioned and sparked the disaster. The state is seeking $77 million in damages. Here's Liz Kreutz.
8 months since the Eaton fire ravaged parts of East Los Angeles, killing 19 people and destroying more than 9,000 homes, the DOJ accusing one of the state's largest utility companies of starting it.
Southern California Edison negligently failed to properly maintain its power and transmission lines, negligence that had deadly and very costly consequences.
In 2 lawsuits against SoCal Edison, the U.S. government says they're seeking more than $77 million in damages for both the Eaton fire in Altadena and the 2022 Fairview fire in Riverside County, alleging a troubling pattern of negligence. While investigators have not officially ruled on the cause of the Eaton fire, videos like this one have emerged showing flames at the base of an electrical tower in the early minutes of the blaze.
We believe that the evidence is clear, that Edison is at fault. The reason not to wait is because fire season's coming up again. We want Edison to change the way it does business.
In a statement, SoCal Edison responding in part, while the cause of the fire is still under investigation, we will review this lawsuit and respond through the appropriate legal channels. It all comes as firefighters are actively battling dozens of other wildfires across the West, from Washington State, where the Rattlesnake Fire is burning west of Spokane, to California, where crews are gaining ground on multiple brush fires that ignited from a lightning storm outside Yosemite National Park.
And our thanks to Liz for that report. Okay, let's look ahead to the weekend. The forecast for many includes rain, so we got to adjust those plans. NBC meteorologist Angie Lassman is tracking it all. Okay, Angie, what are we talking about?
Hi there, Francis. We're talking about a little rain that could, as you mentioned, interrupt those outdoor plans or make you grab that umbrella. This morning across parts of the Great Lakes, we're already seeing some of that rain. That's that secondary front that we were watching yesterday, and now it's kind of sliding its way to the east. We'll see those severe storms possible in the Tennessee River Valley through the later parts of today. And then this big batch of moisture, including some heavy rain, slides into the northeast as we get tomorrow underway, the weekend underway. Today, watch places like Lexington and Nashville and Knoxville for some of those stronger storms that we'll see. And then as we look out into the Atlantic, we've got a tropical disturbance that we're tracking that will likely become a tropical depression by the time we get into the weekend. This will be something we watch well into next week. Meanwhile, if we work our way west, we've got Tropical Storm Lorena happening in the eastern Pacific. That's leaving us with some additional moisture across parts of the southwest. We've seen some of these flood alerts downgraded, but we will still see the potential for some of those added on here as the day goes on. And into Saturday, we've got slow-moving thunderstorms expected there, and that tropical moisture leaving us with the flood potential across that region as we head into the weekend. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. 90 degrees and mostly sunny in Jacksonville today. Some thunderstorms from Orlando to Tampa. Nashville tops out at 96 with rain in the forecast. Mid-80s for Louisville, mid-60s for Chicago. Feeling quite mild in Detroit with a high of just 73 degrees and mostly sunny skies in Cleveland today. And that's a look at your forecast, Francis. Back to you.
Okay, Angie, thank you. Still to come, a plan to make airlines pay stranded passengers is no longer cleared for takeoff. And talk about a bad trip. A group of hikers have to be rescued after eating mushrooms. Early Today is back in 1 minute.
Hey, Jen. Look, it's you. It's your pain and congestion. It's all there.
No, I beat my pain and congestion with new Mucinex Rapid and Clear.
Wait, what? Ah, time out, time out!
Beat pain, congestion, and headaches. New Mucinex Rapid and Clear.
That reach. So easy.
Okay, men.
Oh, we need to vaporize that sore throat with Vapor Cool Drops. It's sore throat relief with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks Vapor Cool Drops.
Leading the news, the legendary Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani has passed away. He died at home in Milan, surrounded by loved ones, the company said in a statement. Armani's suits became a Hollywood staple in the 80s, and his clothing line grew into a fashion empire worth billions. Armani had been unwell for a while. His last public appearance was on May 21st. He was 91 years old. A Biden-era plan to protect airline passengers has been grounded. Late last year, the Department of Transportation proposed new rules for delayed or canceled flights, including payouts of up to $775 to passengers. Well, now the Trump White House is canceling the plan. Airlines, for their part, welcome the news, saying it removes what would have been burdensome rules. And New York State Forest Rangers had to rescue 4 hikers from the woods because one of them was just too high. There he is, being escorted out of the Slide Mountain Wilderness last August. The group called for help after they had eaten wild hallucinogenic mushrooms, leaving one hiker with what authorities called a debilitating high. The Rangers even came back the next day to help the day trippers find their lost car keys. Still to come, you better get used to calling it La Lotus Blanc. Mike White is eyeing a return to Europe for season 4 of The White Lotus. More on where the wealthy may be checking in.
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
How do you spell relief?
For heartburn, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For indigestion, R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
For fast relief,
R-O-L-A-I-D-S.
Rolate spells relief.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
Problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods dissolve completely and have Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
Herbal Essences is a force of nature, made with supercharged botanical blends. Our sulfate-free formulas deeply penetrate to boost hair health without the Salon Naturals price tag. Herbal Essences.
Injured at work or in a car crash? Call Brown & Brown now for your free case review. 0 upfront charges. We only get paid when we win your case. Call Brown & Brown today. Missouri, all 3s. Or Illinois, all 8s. Brown & Brown, we'll go to bat for you.
Get this, FanDuel is coming to Missouri.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pumped. Let's go.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon to Missouri.
So, what's one word to describe life after a car wreck? Chaotic. First, you have to deal with your injuries, then your car, but you can't forget about paying your mortgage. Life doesn't stop. So, you have to figure out work all while taking care of your family. It's a never-ending list of to-dos. Unless you call the right lawyer, and then, poof.
It only takes one call to take away the stress and chaos of an accident. Call Brown & Crouppen now.
Peacock.
Did you feel that you weren't quite annoying enough without adding a delusional sense of grandeur? Because I promise you, you are annoying enough. In fact, you're the #1 contender for the middleweight annoyance crown. Well, you're the #1.
The sharpest tongue at Sacred Heart Hospital is coming back for another shift. John C. McGinley is set to return as Dr. Cox on ABC's upcoming revival of Scrubs. The character, beloved by fans for his ribs and rants, will appear in a recurring role. He will be joined by fellow original stars Zach Braff, Donald Faison, Sarah Chalk, and also Judy Reyes. So that leaves basically just 2 cast members, the OG cast members there who have yet to be confirmed. You've got Neil Flynn, who played the janitor as well, and then Ken Jenkins as Dr. Kelso. So we will see if they're going to bring the entire gang back or just these guys.
Neil, Ken, the ball is in your court. We need the whole gang back together, don't we? All right, bad news for anyone hoping the next White Lotus would be a ski resort. Deadline reporting Mike White and HBO have their sights set on the location for the 4th season of the hit anthology series. The report says France is the lucky country, specifically at a resort along the French Riviera. It stresses no hotel has been officially chosen. An HBO rep also declined to comment. The first 3 seasons of the dramedy took place in Hawaii, Italy, and Thailand. Season 3, which aired earlier this year, is up for 10 trophies at next weekend's Primetime Emmy Awards. So folks that wanted it to be at a ski resort, keep dreaming. Apparently, Mike White hates the cold, so he nixes that idea almost immediately.
Oh no, but at least it'll be fabulous, right, in the French Riviera. And all the other 3 have been at actual real 4 Seasons hotels. There is a 4 Seasons in the French Riviera. It's hot fraught, so we'll see. That's a hint right there if it's going to be. All right, when we come back, how you can buy a piece of the hit show Stranger Things. And a boy battling cancer gets the gift of a lifetime from his favorite team.
We're putting our new BioFreeze UltraFlex lidocaine pain relief patch to the test.
It has superior adhesion and 4-way flexibility to move with your body for up to 8 hours. BioFreeze UltraFlex, built to flex.
Febreze.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief. With soothing triple oat complex, clinically proven to restore skin's moisture barrier for 72-hour hydration. Aveeno.
60% of women experience side leaks with bladder protection underwear. Try Always Discreet. Its rapid dry core absorbs up to 25% faster than Depend and fits up to 95% of body shapes. Try Always Discreet, designed to protect.
Reality checkup.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin punches back harder. Nothing is proven more powerful for 24-hour non-drowsy relief. Claritin clears. Now try Claritin Liquid.
Oh, it's mesmerizing.
I can't look away.
Cleaning that greasy mess?
And not even scrubbing.
Will fluff my feathers.
Dawn Platinum is bringing it.
You know it. It cuts through the grease better than their old dish soap.
Keep quacking.
Platinum breaks down the slimy stuff it would leave behind, removing 99% of grease and food residue. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
Yeah.
I'd fly south for a clean like that.
Dawn Platinum, the better grease getter.
When your morning schedule is full, but your belly isn't. When your kid's school pickup needs an afternoon pick-me-up. We could all use a little kind in our snack emergencies.
A little protein for breakfast, sustained energy from whole grains for a midday snack. Make it a kind day.
It's native. 24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 4 times the moisturizers of your old body wash.
And about half the ingredients of my old body wash.
Clean moisturizing body wash isn't a myth. It's native.
Here's what's making headlines this morning. Former President Biden is doing well after recently having surgery for skin cancer. The spokesperson confirmed to NBC News. The procedure, known as Mohs surgery, comes just a few months after the former president announced that he has an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark announcing she's been ruled out for the rest of the 2025 WNBA season due to an injury. She posted, "Disappointing is not a big enough word to describe how I'm feeling." The 2024 #1 pick has not appeared in the game since July 15th after suffering a right groin injury. Boxing legends Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr. have agreed to compete in an exhibition match next spring. No details yet on the date, time, or location, but the legendary bout will be put on by CSI Sports and Fight Sports. And the Wheeler home from Stranger Things is on the market. The Atlanta home is listed for $350,000 and is described as a quintessential 80s time capsule. Early today, we'll be right back.
I'm obsessed with this Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash. And it's 10 times more vitamin B3 complex. Just one shower transforms my skin from dry to intensely moisturized. For me, it's only Olay Moisturizing Body Wash.
You've got a big day, and you need to smell fresh. That's why the all-new Unstoppables gives your clothes a 24-hour non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Unstoppables fresh. Smell unstoppable.
Are you one of the millions of Americans who suffer from an upset stomach after a big meal? Try Pepto-Bismol. Unlike some products, Pepto coats and soothes your digestive system to provide fast 5-symptom relief. Stock up on Pepto today.
Here's The Scoop, a new podcast from NBC News, where our journalists take a deep dive into the day's top stories, bringing you closer to the headlines and conversations that are shaping our world. From the front page to the zeitgeist in 15 minutes or less. Listen daily wherever.
Build, shop, buy. And do it 100% online. That's Jim Butler Kia's Fast Pass, the fastest way to buy your next new Kia, and of course, get our low price guarantee and carefree buying experience. Shop the #1 Kia dealer in Missouri at stlkiafastpass.com.
Fenton Sew and Vac has the largest selection of vacuum cleaners in the St. Louis Metro. We have vacuums to clean every surface and fit every budget. We carry a huge selection of Riccar, Sebo, Simplicity, and Sanitaire. Test drive your vacuum today at Fenton Sew and Vac.
Hello, Reinhold Electric. Since 1976, we've been serving the St. Louis area.
For residential or commercial.
Or industrial.
Security.
No job is too big.
Or too small.
At Reinhold, we do it all.
Don't you hate that dirty old hose? It kinks, splits, and it always leaks. And it's way too heavy to carry around. It's time to get the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead. Just turn on the water and watch it grow to a full-size hose. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the new Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees. Just connect to the spigot and watch it pivot. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking back to a pocket-size hose. And it makes it easy to carry.
and put away. Call or go online now to get the Superlight 25-foot pocket hose Copperhead today for only $29.99. Order right now and get our 10-pattern thumb drive spray nozzle free. Simply use your thumb to turn it on or off. There is a strict limit of 3 per order, so don't wait. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-957-5098 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call 1-800-957-5098 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
This is Tori. Today, she's helping Shell provide reliable energy for Americans. Progress at Shell is also up here. It's sustainable aviation fuel, powering partners like Delta Airlines. And even here, when AI computing runs hot, Shell's immersion fluids cool it down. Today and tomorrow, Shell is powering everybody forward.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Save $10 instantly when you spend $100 or more on a single Moen product. That's extra savings on kitchen faucets, sinks, bath faucets, and more. Plus, you still save 11% on everything. Complete your update with new flooring from Armstrong. Vinyl tile is durable and easy to install with its do-it-yourself peel and stick adhesive. Clear Creek vinyl tile is 99 cents after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Tired of looking at your worn-out floors? Let Boardwalk help with our annual warehouse sale. Get up to half off factory specials and closeouts while supplies last. Plus 15 to 25% off most special order items all September long. Our showrooms are filled with stunning options to fit any style and budget. From timeless classics to modern designs, we've got the perfect floor for your home. Visit one of our 4 area showrooms or online at boardwalkhardwood.com. But hurry, these deals end soon and inventory's limited.
If you're thinking about your next home, think First Community. Our Smart Choice loan offers a highly competitive rate on a 30-year loan. And with 10% down, you don't pay for private mortgage insurance. That saves you money. And you can save even more money because at First Community, there's no application fee, no processing fee, and no underwriting fee. So whether it's your first home, your forever home, or even a vacation home, be smart with a Smart Choice loan from First Community.
The power of the best at Jim Butler Kia is all about you. The power to get you financed, the power to get you the best deal on a new Kia, and the power to get you the best value for your trade-in. Shop now at JimButlerKia.com.
We're not being shaken. We're standing out here. We're doing what we got to do.
After more than a month on the picket line, striking machinists could soon be replaced. This morning, how the union is reacting to the bold move from Boeing.
The employees in the United States, they have certain rights, just like everybody else. It's called due process.
Nearly 2 dozen arrested after a federal raid in St. Peters. Why 2 residents are facing charges of housing undocumented immigrants.
Man, we are live at beautiful Norwood Hills Country Club ahead of the first day of the Tisl Charity Classic here. We'll talk about the weather for this morning and why changes are on the way this afternoon.
Today in St. Louis starts now.
Good Friday morning, and thank you for being with us. I'm Rennie Now.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Great to see you. We made it.
Yes.
We made it to Friday. I like to always say that. Yeah, me too. I love it for us. Weather Impact meteorologist Gary Frank, did you notice he is outside today? Love it. Yeah, he's at Norwood Hills Country Club. Looking good out there, Gary.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. There's not a lot of people here right now except for us, which is okay, but there's going to be more later on today as we start to feel the effects of this front. You know, this is the first day of the Tisl Charity Classic. Last year, different name, same tournament. We got the PGA Tour champions are going to be here. The first tee times are about 9 o'clock, so we got some time before these fellas come in over. If you're not familiar with the PGA Tour champions, those guys, 50 plus, Ernie Els, you got Rocco Mediate, you got Retief Goosen, guys that won majors. They're here, they're in North St. Louis. They're here to play for the next 3 days, so it should be a lot of fun, and the weather should cooperate for a pretty good amount. I would expect right now we're feeling a little breeze, so that's one of the things that we're going to continue to see right now. Overall, though, I would expect that as we look at outside at this camera, you know, you're pretty much going to notice that it's a pleasant start to the morning, and I think overall what you'll see is the fact that it is very pleasant outside. One thing that you're not going to see too much of is the sunshine. And what I'll tell you what is the fact that we're still probably going to see conditions outside that are quiet. As you look at the big picture here, you know, overall things are pretty quiet here as we look at the big picture. And what I'll tell you right now is the fact that we got a little breeze at the moment. So I'll come up and talk a little bit more about our radar picture and radar imagery here shortly, but I wanted to show you that camera. We're back here at Norwood Hills. I'll show you where this front is, which we're starting to feel right now. And I think don't get fooled by the fact that it's a little milder outside. I know, Michelle, that's something you like to mention as we immediately get out the door. A little milder right now. Temps are dropping throughout the day. I'm going to highlight that here coming up shortly and talk about our rain chances here in just a few minutes, guys. Paul, what's going on? I know you're missing me in there, but you probably could use a break, right?
No, I'm going to miss you, buddy, and I'm so excited about those Olympics in Paris coming up. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a fun one. I'm just giving you trouble. You know, we got this cool wear that we have to wear. What do you throw it away after the Olympics? Right now, looking here at our big map, and things are great. But oh my gosh, do you have events aplenty this weekend? You've got just an incredible amount of things that we will break down the traffic. And one of them, of course, the golf tournament. Gary's talking about Norwood Hills. But what about all weekend? You're going to be dealing with a lot of traffic if you're in Illinois near Route 203 because you've got car races all weekend long. We've got City SC in town on Saturday night. The Cardinals and Giants are here at Busch Stadium. Chris Brown at the Dome on Saturday night. It's going to be crazy, and we will break it down for you with more traffic and some updates about what's happening in construction today, guys.
All right. Thanks so much. Okay, so in the last 24 hours, Boeing announced that it will start hiring new workers to replace those who are currently on strike.
Now, this move comes more than a month after 3,200 union members first took to the picket lines. Earlier this week, Boeing said the company was willing to negotiate with the union, but now Boeing has a job fair scheduled for September the 16th. 5 on your side spoke with striking employees who say this can't be, or they can't be, easily replaced.
It takes a long time to learn the skills. That's why we're out here fighting. These are not just basic everyday stuff, not drilling holes in wood here. We're making nation's defense aircraft. I don't want my nation's defense aircraft made by cheap labor.
I'm incredibly proud of the team we have executing our contingency plans today across the region in support of our customers. Performance thus far has gone better than I expected.
Coming up in our next half hour, our Travis Cummings joins us live from Boeing with the latest developments on the negotiations between Boeing and the union.
5:06 is the time right now, and this morning, 2 people face charges for housing undocumented immigrants in St. Charles County. Now, this comes after ICE agents raided a home and a restaurant in St. Peter's earlier this week. A neighbor actually caught the incident on video, telling us they saw 20 people arrested. Agents also raided the Golden Apple Buffet in St. Charles, which is a pretty popular restaurant, where one of the 2 defendants was a manager. 5 on your side spoke with a local immigration attorney who shared some perspective on cases like these.
I feel for the persons who are picked up. A lot of them are victims of circumstances way beyond their control, and a lot of the people unfortunately believe those people who have brought them in and put them to work, and that's very sad.
The potential sentence could be $250,000, 10 years in prison, or both.
Right now, bomb and arson investigators are looking into a Ferguson apartment fire that has left dozens of families without a home. The fire broke out on Wednesday night at the Renewal Heights Apartments, formerly known as the Canfield Green Apartments. 2 people were seriously hurt, and 16 units are now uninhabitable. We're told one of the injured is a man who jumped from a window. Officials say investigations like these often take weeks. In just hours from right now, we're expecting a major announcement from St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer.
So it will likely be about the Minority and Women-Owned Business Contract Program. The city decided to terminate that program last month after the federal government threatened to withdraw funding from the city. Now, today's announcement will be at 10:30.
Fighting and gunfire caused a scene in a popular fall carnival classic last year. After the break, now the Holy Spirit Carnival in Maryland Heights is back and stepping up security.
And drivers, start your engines when you can catch professional racers from all across the country at the Enjoy Illinois 300.
It's week 2 of our 4th annual Taco Hunger campaign, where we're hoping to collect 75,000 pounds of food for Operation Food Search. Now, each week, we spotlight a matchup between 2 schools. This week is Columbia versus Waterloo. Off the gridiron, the 2 Metro East schools compete to see which community can collect the most food before kickoff. Now, you could also use the QR code on your screen to make a donation and watch 5 on your sideline tonight at 10:15 to see which school comes out on top.
This 5 on Your Side newscast is sponsored by Classic Air Care, making people comfortable since 1926. Schedule your appointment today.
If you've been injured, Kaufman Townsley stands strong for our clients and our community. 314-500-5000. Real people, real results. Kaufman Townsley.
The fast and the good, and they got it going on. JerryKelly.com.
Do you know someone who's turning 5? Well, 5 on Your Side wants to give them a birthday shout out. Just text us at this number and your favorite 5-year-old might appear on Today in St. Louis. Look who's turning 5. Sponsored by the St. Louis Zoo. Get a zoo perspective.
I've always been a Spectrum customer. So when I started the business, I was just naturally like, yeah, I'm going to go with Spectrum. It's let me run multiple things at the same time, whether I'm on with clients and I also have to show them their design. It's really special how I got into the industry with my mom getting me that job at a flower shop. It's kind of like she knew what she was doing. She saw that fire in me, and I don't know, I think she'd be really proud.
Get up to 4 months free when you bundle award-winning internet. Visit spectrum.com/business to learn more.
Have you tried the chips and salsa here? No way. My stomach can't handle that stuff anymore.
Have you tried probiotics?
Yeah, but those never work.
I thought so too, until I tried Peptiva.
Peptiva is one of the first doctor-formulated probiotics that works at night to soothe indigestion, discomfort, bloating, even constipation while promoting digestive health. And it has time-released melatonin to help you get the best sleep of your life.
Chips and salsa are back on the menu.
Get your complimentary sample by texting HANG to 231231.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. Our firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, thousands with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them against those responsible. We have local offices throughout the U.S. Mesothelioma really is all we do, and there is no risk to you. Let us put a plan in place for you and your family. Call now.
Call us at 800-300-8804, 800-300-8804.
Get your weather impact forecast anytime, anywhere, directly to your phone. Text forecast to 314-425-5355 for the latest conditions near you. Powered by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
All right, good morning. I'm Paul Cook. We together are watching Today in St. Louis and looking at the big quad box. Almost said big map, right? So looking at the volume, this is all cameras. So we have access to many cameras, many sensors, but many cameras from MoDOT. So we can kind of look and see exactly where delays are and how the volume is. The amount of motorists on the roads right now here at 5:11, it's pretty darn early. And we were just looking here in South County on the lower right there, 55 at, looks like 55 there at 255. You're moving near the Spirit of St. Louis Airport. We have a few spots with construction that I want to make sure you know about. So this is the big map, the infamous big map. And I want to take you to Wentzville. So we're going to go to the west, St. Charles County, where you will have changes. Well, changes that happened overnight to the construction. There's always going to be construction right here, right? It seems. Well, right now, construction. And to the Wentzville circle there, you're going to have a few different changes this weekend, and we'll talk about that coming up, guys.
All right, Paul. Tonight, the popular Holy Spirit Carnival is back in Maryland Heights. And this morning, there are some things you should know about some changes to the security.
Yeah, so last year, a fight erupted into gunshots, and it caused the 3-day event to shut down early. And while nobody was hurt, police had to arrest 4 teenagers. So this year, there are some new rules that you're going to have to keep in mind. Coolers and backpacks will not be allowed, and all bags larger than a clutch must be clear. Those 17 and under must have a chaperone who's 25 years or older, and all face coverings and hoodies are not allowed.
Well, tonight, one of the smoothest singers in St. Louis will get his name inducted into the Hall of Fame. After the break, meet the gospel singer who hopes his pipes can inspire others.
The 5 Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time.
The rain is moving our way tonight.
Track how the weather will impact your day.
Tracking these storms.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
Live in downtown St. Louis.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. 5 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Of course, all anyone has been talking about today, FanDuel is heading your way.
FanDuel, Missouri? Nice.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is headed your way.
Get this, FanDuel is coming to Missouri. Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah!
I'm pumped. Let's go. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon to Missouri.
I called Morgan & Morgan because of how large of a firm that they are.
They're the biggest injury law firm, and they cut through the red tape. They get things done.
I wanted to fight for myself. I felt like my lawyer was fighting for me the whole time.
They weren't going to take guff from my employer.
I didn't want to call a small lawyer who insurance companies would stand a better chance of winning against.
Morgan & Morgan fought very hard, and now finally I'm here standing.
Embrace the journey, where each moment turns into a cherished memory. Ensuring life's journey and experiences along the way. AAA, we're always with you.
St. Louis, a city built on grit, determination, and hard work.
And when it comes to getting the job done, you need a truck that's just as tough.
That's where Broadway Ford comes in. We've got the Ford truck lineup built for every challenge. We have all your commercial needs covered, from the legendary F-150 to transit vans and service and landscape trucks.
We can help you tackle any task, big or small, including sales, service, and parts.
We're here to find the perfect Ford for your business. Visit Broadway Ford today. We are commercial.
Welcome back, everyone. Take a look. Okay, so, this is one of our cameras out there, a little fuzzy, but we can tell you that this is a look from Worldwide Technology Raceway, where this weekend drivers will start their engine for the Enjoy Illinois 300. Got to tell you, it's also a beautiful sunrise when we see it. The race is set to begin Sunday afternoon. And then later this morning on Today in St. Louis Plus, we're going to actually sit down with a retired NASCAR driver who has more on what fans can expect. If you've never been, you can watch for free on our streaming app, 5 Plus. Just search Ksdk on your smart TV.
Tomorrow night in downtown St. Louis, a number of Grammy Award winners will be inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. And St. Louis's own Chuck Flowers will be standing right there with them. He's built a decades-long singing career after finding the courage to let his voice be heard.
He has a voice that'll move you. It even moves him.
Yes, I do. I move myself.
But it took a while.
Well, singing came a little later because I was shy.
Before Chuck Flowers moved his vocals.
So I'm like very young, but I wouldn't do it in front of people.
From the back.
I'll sing background, but I don't want to sing the lead. Don't give me a mic. Oh, don't give me a mic.
To the front. Once he got over the shyness.
What was that like the first time around?
Great feeling.
Chuck's musical journey took off.
I just felt it. Just go.
Taking him from the church choir.
I started singing in a group called Revelation Singing Ministry.
To the high school chorus.
Went to Soul Dan, graduate of Soul Dan.
To going from North City.
That's a long road.
To singing around the world.
In auditoriums, churches, Milan, Italy, Germany, Italy, Switzerland.
This year, he hits a high note.
Quite an honor.
Chuck is being inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame.
Inducted with such great people whose shoulders I've stood on. I'm just glad to be there and be honored, and I'm just humble and glad to be recognized for what I've done.
He's hoping his achievements strike a chord in someone, motivating them to take the lead in their life.
I'm a singer who loved to sing and loved to entertain. And whatever you want to do, whatever your dream is, keep living your dream. Run the course.
And Chuck Flowers is grateful to the people who helped lead him.
My mother saw I loved it, so she said, well, we're gonna do something with this, but I don't know, she just let me fly.
In making his musical dream
A lot of people, man.
come true.
The people who helped shaped me in music and got me to this point.
Joseph Price, who you saw playing the piano there, is also being inducted. Their ceremony is tomorrow night at the St. Louis Convention Center.
Good morning here at about 5:17. Weather impact meteorologist Gary Frank live from beautiful Norwood Hills Country Club. And yes, it's dark and early, but we're prepared for the first round of the Seafield Charity Classic here. PGA Tour champions all coming in. Guys you've heard of, guys maybe you haven't heard of. Should be a pretty good weekend for it. In terms of weather, we're feeling a little bit of a breeze, but it's about as warm as you would not expect it to be. You know, temps are in the low to mid 60s in many spots right now. But at the same time, we're going to see this front continue to push through. And I want to show you a live look downtown. You can't see too much there, but as we're talking about what's going on downtown and we bring you where this front is, I can feel a breeze here. And I think what you're going to see over the next several hours is the fact that our breeze is kind of settled in. Our temps right here in the city, 63 degrees. And that's why I say, but look behind it, mid 50s. And you're seeing that especially as we look in Alton, Litchfield, Effingham, 55 to 58 degrees, and that's behind this front that's kind of settled in, and that's what I think we're going to really feel throughout the day. As that ushers in cooler air, we'll probably reach 4 or 5 degrees higher, but then that cooler air kind of settles in and we see more clouds. Right now, looking up, yeah, there are some clouds, and not oftentimes do I get to go outside and look at clouds. I can just kind of rely on the radar and satellite imagery, but it's this area off to the west. We talked about some rain. Notice how it starts to fade as it gets closer to Kansas City. Now, they're going to more likely see a little bit of that rain, but for us, what we're fighting is a lot of dry air. Notice our dew points in the 40s and 50s. There's a surge of moisture to the south, but we have a really hard time getting any of that rain to beat this dry air. And so when we forecast showers, yeah, there will be a few showers around, but I think a lot of them evaporate before they reach the surface. And that's why we're going to see Futurecast looks a little bit more impressive than it probably is, because 12:30, 1 o'clock, watch how that rain wants to move in. I do want to keep a chance for showers in by 2 or 3 o'clock. However, I think a lot of this evaporates as it reaches that dry layer of air, and I think that's really important for us here as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening. Better chances are going to be to the south where there's a little bit more moisture. You can see that from Rolla into Farmington. Next several hours, we keep chances of rain in, but notice how our temperatures get cooler. You'll see that here throughout the day as we're in the mid 60s. That's the cold air that continues to surge in. Yeah, it's not going to get that cold, but that's what we're getting throughout the afternoon. Now for tomorrow, we're going to see better conditions. We warm up nicely, and really your forecast for being out here the rest of the day, slight rain chances, but I would expect as we go throughout the day, you're going to be in the mid 60s. Just prepare for a light rain chance. This is not lightning delay. This is not anything, but add a layer because I think you're going to need it. Even though this weekend, you know, as we go throughout the race, you're in pretty good shape here. Temps in the low 70s here, mid 70s this weekend. It's a really good race weekend also. Really not much going on other than that. We're going to warm up after this over the next few days. You're going to really be impressed by this weekend. I think as we start to warm back up, we're not quite done with the summertime feel. We're back in the 90s by next week. So we'll take this a little bit of a brief break here. But, you know, like I said, quiet conditions outside. Feeling pretty good. I feel that breeze. That's why I got this layer on. And, you know, I think Paul's coming up next, but regardless, I want him to hear this. He was making fun of me for wearing something about an old Olympics. You know what? It's got the logo on the side, and this is a light quarter zip. I'm digging out stuff from the closet. I don't need anything thick today, Paul.
All right,
FYI.
I understand that. I can hear you on that. Let's get you a Milan one, though. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Actually, really enjoyed Paris, though.
I know what you're saying.
Man, oh, man. Well, great job, Gary. Okay, so that's a thing happening right now. There's so many, right? Well, what about the now traffic? We want to make sure we include that as well. And the now, right now traffic, you have got closures along 111 at 5570 in Illinois going to 203. It just happens to be a lane closure that will be near the racetrack later today and all weekend. So the events of today play into the traffic of now and the preparation. There is so much, like I said, on the far right. That is the race. And then you got Chris Brown on Saturday night. Of course, you're going to be dealing with Cardinal game, STL, St. Louis City Soccer, and then the Taste of St. Louis in Clayton. So we'll break a lot of that down here coming up, guys.
You might also want to check out the roads down there in Maplewood because enjoying some works of art in the great outdoors when you can stop by Schlafly's annual Art Outside Fest in Maplewood and support a good cause.
This wreck is fake, but a real accident can ruin your life forever. If you've been hurt in an accident, Brown & Crouppen has the expertise and power you need. And you can call us 24/7 for free.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Missouri. New customers sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5 once we're live. The crown is yours.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Tired of looking at your worn-out floors? Let Boardwalk help with our annual warehouse sale. Get up to half off factory specials and closeouts while supplies last. Plus 15 to 25% off most special order items all September long. Our showrooms are filled with stunning options to fit any style and budget. From timeless classics to modern designs, we've got the perfect floor for your home. Visit one of our 4 area showrooms or online at boardwalkhardwood.com. But hurry, these deals end soon and inventory's limited.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
Windows been around for 50 years.
We grew up in St. Louis, and just like previous generations of our family, we continue to proudly serve the Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram needs of our St. Louis family.
At Glendale, we pride ourselves on customer service and a hassle-free experience.
I'm proud of my kids, and I'm proud to offer the lowest lease payments on a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram vehicle in St. Louis, period.
Glendale, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Just a mile east of Lindbergh on Manchester and goodcars.com.
When breaking news happens, 5 on your side gives you a bird's eye view from downtown.
Reporting live.
Reporting live. Reporting live. Reporting live.
Reporting live from the downtown deck.
The Downtown Deck, sponsored by Mosley Building Arts.
This weekend, you can appreciate some outdoor artistry in Maplewood. Schlafly's annual Art Outside Festival is back, featuring ceramics, woodwork, paintings, and more from over 60 local artists. A portion of Schlafly's beer sales will go towards the organization Artists First. The event runs from 5 to 9 tonight and returns tomorrow and Sunday. Also this weekend, Songs for Soldiers is taking over Columbia, Illinois. Tonight and tomorrow, you can head out to Memorial City Park for live music and, of course, delicious food, all while supporting local veterans. This year's concert will feature national headliners and some local favorites. Tickets will cost $35 at the gate, $65 for a weekend pass, but it kicks off at 6 o'clock tonight.
Right now, we're taking a live look out over Busch Stadium. The Cardinals host the Giants tonight, but before the first pitch, the Cards are hosting a special reunion with more than 20 players from the 1985 National League Championship team. Some of the big names like Ozzie Smith and Willie McGee will be taking part in a pregame ceremony, which starts at 6:30. It's also a special 80s theme night. Fans with a theme ticket can take home a throwback National League sweatshirt. How about that? The game, by the way, starts at 7:15 this evening. Now, that was a special year. 85 was when the Cardinals played the Royals in the World Series, and we all remember what happened at first base.
What happened?
Well, the umpire blew a call, and the game went.
Dinkinger? Don Dinkinger?
Yeah.
Sorry to say his name.
How did that turn out?
It didn't turn out well. Did not. We don't want to go back.
Upsetting.
We don't want to go. We don't want to go back. We just look forward.
I know.
Just look
That's
forward.
right.
In
That's
the
right.
now, in the forward, and you get a free sweatshirt.
Do you know that I knew that? I'm just kidding. I worked for the Royals in high school.
Did you really?
I did. I was a tour guide.
But you weren't in high school in 85.
No, I was not. But I was
you were
in
great.
Kansas City in 85.
Okay,
so,
just checking to make sure you were at the game, you know,
no,
throwing a little voodoo on there.
No, I'm a Cardinals fan, like all the way through.
Yeah.
Like but you know, as a kid, that was my That was my
Now
dad.
you bleed red.
Yeah, Okay, so for more money, I should say, from the Rams settlement is helping families in need. When the city hopes to bring millions of dollars to folks still cleaning up from the May 16th tornado. Coming up.
My name is Tiana Hugabook. I was involved in a motor vehicle accident. My car rolled over and flipped 3 times. I had fractured my spinal cord. I was unable to move my legs. It was very devastating. The reason I contacted Morgan & Morgan was I wanted to fight for myself. I wanted to be able to provide for my kids after losing everything that I did have. I heard of Morgan & Morgan, but never ever thought I'd be put in a predicament where I had to use them. They want to make sure that you and your family are well taken care of. I'm very happy with what I received.
Of course, all anyone has been talking about today, FanDuel is heading your way.
FanDuel, Missouri? Nice.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is headed your way.
Get this, FanDuel is coming to Missouri.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah!
I'm pumped. Let's go. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon to Missouri.
Summer's almost over, and the 2026s are rolling in.
And right now at Don Brown, we're making room for our new inventory, so there's no better time to buy a 2025. Like the versatile Trailblazer, and plenty of tracks ready to go, plus Equinox starting under $27,000. And don't forget our EVs with tax credits ending this month.
And don't worry about how much you owe on your trade-in.
Now that's a Don Brown deal.
At the entrance to the hill.
At Berta Electric, your home is our priority. We handle every project with care, from electrical wiring upgrades for safety to stylish, energy-efficient lighting. We install GFCI outlets to protect your family and reliable smoke and carbon monoxide detectors for added peace of mind. Call Berta Electric for all your electrical needs. Powered by trust for over 35 years. Call the name you can rely on. Berta Electric, for all your electrical needs.
Hey race fans, John Bomarito here. The Race to the Savings sales event is on at all 20 Bomarito locations. Purchase or lease any new or pre-owned vehicle and get 4 tickets to this year's NASCAR Xfinity race. See hometown favorite Jordan Anderson Racing Bomarito Autosport as they compete for the win with 3 ultra-fast Chevy-powered Camaros. Then take advantage of the largest selection and best factory incentives of the summer. Going on now during our Race to the Savings sales event, open 24/7 at Bomarito.com. See you at the track.
This morning, striking union workers are calling Boeing's bluff. How they're responding as the company threatens to replace them.
A new congressional map could have a big impact on the next Missouri election. What state lawmakers are saying as the proposal passes in the House.
We're live at beautiful Norwood Hills Country Club, and we can't see much right now, but I can feel the breeze. The north breeze is starting to settle in. What that means for the rest of the day and why we're here coming up shortly.
Today in St. Louis starts now.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for Today in St. Louis. The time now is 5:31. I'm Michelle Lee.
Good morning, I'm Randy Knopp. Of course, one of the questions of the morning is always, what do I wear?
What do I wear?
And of course, the weather has a lot to do with that. So let's get outside right now to the one and only Gary Frank, who's at Norwood Hills Country Club, the site of a pretty big golf tournament this weekend. Good morning, Gary.
Yeah, good morning. We got a couple of big events here in the St. Louis area with the PGA Tour champions here, as they are every year at about this time, and also the races are in town as well, which we'll cover later in the day. But you know, as far as the weather is concerned, they're really impacting both of us right now. And of course, what we're going to continue to see over the next few hours is the fact that our cold front's settling in, and we're feeling that here over the next several hours. I want to take you to what it looks like downtown before I talk about temperatures, because as you continue to look at temperatures right now, what you'll notice here is the fact that, you know, we've actually are pretty mild. And I think, you know, what you want to wear right now is actually, you would maybe be fooled into thinking it's not going to be all that bad today. It really isn't. But from a temperature standpoint, we're starting to see that breeze transition from the west. As it goes from the north later, we're going to see those mid-50s drop down. In terms of rainfall, it is quiet right now. And I know I have showers in the forecast, and you've probably seen that. However, what we're seeing right now is clouds increase and rain on radar, but it's not reaching the surface. And that is cooling us down down a little bit as well. There's a lot of dry air. So despite the fact that it's mild right now and we reach the low 70s, I'm not optimistic we're going to get a ton of rain from this, and I don't think you need to worry about any of these outdoor events being plagued by rain. I do think that we're going to see some light rain, but this is a drizzle or a light shower, and then it's dry. I would dress for something in the low to mid 60s, and I got kind of like a thin layer quarter zip on that hasn't seen the light of day in a long time, right? That's kind of where we are at this time of the morning. I still got shorts on, but you already know that. It will get cooler, so dress for that in the second half of the day, and we'll discuss the rest of the weekend, which still looks pretty good. But let's check in with Paul. Right now, traffic-wise, I had no traffic coming up here. I didn't see any construction. That was positive. I know that's not the same for everybody.
Yes, indeed. You said it, Gary. Great job. We definitely have the events as well. You're in Normandy. I mean, you're going to have a lot of stuff happening in different areas, not just, you know, downtown with the soccer and Cardinals and Raceway and all of that. You got other things too, but right now we do have that construction in Illinois near where you're going to have the big race. So the big raceway with the cars all weekend by 2:03 in Illinois here. You're going to be on 5570 with construction in the right lane, and that is it doesn't sound like much, but there's a lot happening when you have construction near a big event. It's one of those things. We could really get hairy out there, so we will make sure we take a look. These are the downtown events. We've got more outside of the metro as well, and we'll talk about that coming up.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. This morning, Boeing is moving to replace striking workers, and the company says it's now hiring new employees as the strike hits 1 month.
Right now, let's go outside live to our Travis Cummings, who's at the plant in Berkeley. And Travis, just how are the striking workers reacting to this news?
Rennie Michelle, quite a few of strikers are assembled here on Airport Road this morning. I'm going to get out of the shot so you can see them assembled here on the corner of one of the entrances. They have music playing, their signs in hand. Meanwhile, Boeing is not backing down, saying it will bring in new workers to fill positions left behind by the 3,200 employees who've been off the job since early August. Again, here on Airport Road, the picket line is holding strong, but Boeing says it's moving on. The company told employees the hiring process for permanent replacements has already started with a job fair in place later this month. Workers say it's a bluff. They want higher wages, stronger retirement benefits, and job security. Boeing says its latest contract is the best it's ever offered, including pay raises and bonuses, but not enough to win union support.
I think it's a little bit of a bluff. I think it's trying to scare us, trying to put us in there. We're coming into a new month. We're out here, we're rocking and rolling. We're doing what we have to. We're supporting each other. And we get some new news that's trying to shake us. We're not being shaken. We're standing out here, we're doing what we got to do.
I'm incredibly proud of the team we have executing our contingency plans today across the region in support of our customers. Performance thus far has gone better than I expected.
The union's president says that Boeing, the ball is in their court at this time, and they're going to be looking for the best solution at the next table setting. All right, we're live in Berkeley this morning. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Travis. Right now, a plan for a new congressional map for the state of Missouri has made its way through the State House.
It was approved with a vote of 10-4. So this new map would give Republicans a 7-1 majority in Congress by splitting up a Kansas City district. The Missouri House is now expected to debate the map on Monday and send it to the Senate by Tuesday.
This week on The Record, our political editor, Mark Maxwell, sits down with representatives from both sides of the aisle. Right now, Republicans want to carve up the Kansas City congressional district, but Democrats are fighting back, saying it doesn't accurately represent the state.
I don't think it's fair at all. Missouri is a very purple state. In all honesty, Missouri is more of a 5-3 kind of state than it is a 6-2.
I think the idea that the other party wouldn't draw maps that were favorable to them, I think, is a pretty weak argument. I think we see that around the United States.
Watch these interviews and more later today, right after 5 on your side at noon.
Still ahead, St. Louis leaders are making sure survivors of the May 16th tornado are not left behind.
They're held hostage by large amounts of debris in their yards, in their homes.
After the break, when money from the Rams settlement fund could make it to families in need.
The Nissan Rogue takes hit after hit, punished under immense pressure, and exposed to excessive wear. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano.
Wow, you really did fit it all in one truck. I'm never settling for less again.
Ma'am, when it comes to junk removal, bigger is always better. And our prices are better.
Junk King St. Louis. Bigger trucks, better prices.
Embrace the journey, where each moment turns into a cherished memory. Ensuring life's journey and experiences along the way. AAA, we're always with you.
St. Louis, a city built on grit, determination, and hard work.
And when it comes to getting the job done, you need a truck that's just as tough.
That's where Broadway Ford comes in. We've got the Ford truck lineup built for every challenge. We have all your commercial needs covered, from the legendary F-150 to transit vans and service and landscape trucks.
We can help you tackle any task, big or small, including sales, service, and parts.
We're here to find the perfect Ford for your business. Visit Broadway Ford today. We are commercial.
Missouri is known for its pollen-producing trees, grasses, and weeds, causing seasonal allergies. Trees and grasses produce spring and summer allergies, while the weeds are the cause of the fall allergy season.
This weather impact fact is sponsored by Berta Electric.
Losing power isn't a big deal, unless you like things like cold food, lights, and air conditioning. We love eating. Sorry. Call Berta Electric for backup power and more. Or you could just wait for the power company. Hope you like flashlights.
It's time for back to school flash sale savings from the clean carpet experts at Zero Res. We're your safe, non-toxic, no residue carpet cleaner. But these Zero Res savings won't last long. Schedule today at ZeroResStLouis.com.
All right, good morning here at 5:40. Thanks for watching today in St. Louis. My name is Paul Cook. I do the traffic, and I should be the events coordinator today because we have so many things happening and all over. I wanted to start to the east. Let's go with Columbia. We were just talking about an all-weekend event, a concert for soldiers. That's going to be in Columbia. So you're going to deal with, from our perspective here, some traffic, heavier traffic there in Columbia near 158 as well. So let's go up to the big race. That's all weekend. That's probably our biggest event up there, worldwide track raceway. Yes, indeed, raceway there, 203. Also have construction nearby. Let's go downtown. I'm not going to break everything down here, but yes, indeed, you got the Chris Brown concert Saturday night, Giants in town for the Cardinals at Busch, and we got a soccer game, right? Okay, let's keep moving here. Where's Gary? Where's Waldo? Where's Gary? Well, Gary is at Norwood Hills, where there's going to be a big tournament this weekend as well. So that's just north of 70, right there on Lucas and Hunt near Lutheran North. And then we'll talk about these two events in Maplewood and Clayton in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. This morning, there is a new plan in the works to help survivors of the May 16 tornadoes, and it's all coming from millions of dollars of interest in the Ram settlement.
Our Robert Townsend spoke with one impacted family, and they say it's been a long time coming.
When a powerful EF3 tornado hit St. Louis on May 16th, it partially damaged Lynette and Johnny Briscoe's home on Clarence Avenue in North St. Louis.
I've still got roof damages, all my gutters need fixing.
The storm also battered many of their neighbors' homes, vacant houses, and left behind a heap of damage.
With all the debris that was here, we had to clean up most of the stuff ourselves.
City crews eventually hit the streets to do what they could. Now Mayor Kara Spencer says the city will invest $12 million in Ram's entrance funds to tornado relief.
It's just an enormous amount of debris that has been the result of what was a 10-mile wide EF3 tornado.
If the new plan is approved, more than $5 million will be used for private property debris removal. Days after the tornado, the city put lots of dumpsters in hard-hit neighborhoods to help nonprofits with their cleanup efforts. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, more dumpsters will be out here in these areas, and neighbors are glad to hear that.
If this is what's going to happen, I'm very much happy. This is an eyesore.
City officials say another $5 million will also help them fund repairs at hundreds of affordable public and nonprofit vacant units citywide. Units they hope could be available within the next 3 to 6 months for people displaced as a result of the tornado.
It's long overdue.
More than $1 million of the Rams funds will pay for tornado relief expenses the city is incurring. Mayor Spencer says despite these funds, the city still needs more outside help.
We do feel very confident that we have the necessary local support to get that over the finish line.
I think this is a good thing, you know. Time delayed, but it's coming.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Next week, the mayor will present the plan to the Board of Estimate and Apportionment for their approval.
But before that money arrives, some folks are taking matters into their own hands. After the break, the group working to end the Del Mar divide and unite the community.
There's a reason Arctic natives just call cold plunges plunges.
Get inside the animal. Be the water. It's a blanket.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Attention families with a loved one in a nursing home. If your loved one has suffered from bed sores, falls, broken bones, dehydration, or even death, you may be entitled to a substantial settlement. If you have a loved one who is injured in a nursing home, we will find out what happened. State violations are found against nursing homes every day. You have a limited time to file your claim, so don't wait. Call 800-944-2332 and speak with one of our attorneys. The call is confidential and free.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
This is Tori. Today, she's helping Shell provide reliable energy for Americans. Progress at Shell is also up here. It's sustainable aviation fuel, powering partners like Delta Airlines. And even here, when AI computing runs hot, Shell's immersion fluids cool it down. Today and tomorrow, Shell is powering everybody forward.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Call now and get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. And if you call right now, as a bonus, we'll throw in a free annuity rate report. Don't miss out on this opportunity because supplies are limited. Both books are yours free, just for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-495-8670.
Right now, you're taking a live look out over Worldwide Technology Raceway. A much clearer picture this time, too, by the way.
That looks great, actually.
Well, this weekend, it is the Need for Speed. NASCAR drivers are here for the Enjoy Illinois 300. This race will draw crowds from all around the country. And the iconic Bill Murray is set to be the Grand Marshal. The race begins on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Now, later this morning on Today at St. Louis Plus, we'll sit down with St. Louis native and retired NASCAR driver Kenny Wallace to get his take on this playoff race. And tomorrow on Today in St. Louis Weekend Edition, our Travis Cummings and Mercedes McGay will speak with race officials to get an inside look at what you can expect on race day. This morning, there's a call for investment in North St. Louis.
Right now, local groups are working to make sure that historic communities are not lost for good. And in recent years, they've worked to eliminate what's known as the Delmar Divide. After the May 16th tornado, the group Delmar Main Street is working to keep people in their homes that they have had for generations.
There are people who have been here for generations and have never left home. This is home, and we need to make sure it stays that way so that they still can call this community home. So it's that model for revitalization that doesn't have to mean gentrification, but that engages community participation to just be a part of growing that space to make places for people so that the community is economically thriving and vibrant and pouring into the economy.
Mayor Kara Spencer is now looking for people to join recovery advisory committees.
Well, here at 547, it is dark and early as we prepare for the first day of the Stiefel Charity Classic here at Norwood Hills Country Club. PGA Tour champions, guys that you probably have heard of, some of you haven't. We got, guys like Ernie Els, Retief Goosen, Rocco Mediate, a lot of other legends that are going to be out here playing the game. Jay Haas, a St. Louis area native. So a lot of stuff going on this morning. And, weather-wise, we're feeling a little cooler, but also really that breeze is starting to settle in. For me, it's gotten a little cooler over the last hour or so that we've been out here. And right now, from a standpoint of looking at our temperatures, you can see that, we're in the mid-50s in some spots. Look at Sparta versus, say, Litchfield. 66 to the south, it is 59 to the north, and that's where I think you're really noticing it, because we have this front that's kind of moved in, and we've got it from that perspective. Look in Kirksville, 54, 52, so that's the cooler air that's going to be settling in throughout the day. From a radar satellite perspective, it's relatively cloudy in most cases. We haven't seen too many stars. Off to the west, there's nothing but more clouds. You're going to see a steady die to this, but notice how the rain wants to get here and falls apart. It's running into this dry air, so a lot of this really isn't reaching the surface anyway. That's because our dew points are very low, the 40s and 50s. That indicates that dry air that we've had. And so a lot of this cloud cover and rain really evaporates before it reaches the surface, and that also brings us some cool weather. So when we show Futurecast, 12 o'clock, it looks like it's going to rain, right? And I think some of us may get a few showers, but I think this is a little more aggressive than perhaps what we're going to see, actually, because this evaporates before it reaches the surface, even through this afternoon, evening. We cannot rule out a few light showers, and that's what I want you to be prepared for, especially to the south later on, where there's a little bit more moisture, and we've had enough of that evaporation that kind of saturates the lower end of the atmosphere. But temperature-wise, you're in the low 70s at best. And notice the afternoon, things get cooler versus getting warmer. And that's not only due to that fact that we see that rain that kind of evaporates, but also that front that continues to surge in with cooler air. However, look at that cooler air behind it. That's what's going to settle in, and eventually we'll warm up. But like I said, it's just not going to be an issue today. And tomorrow you're going to start off cool. We warm up in the mid-70s. So if you're out here at Norwood, really, I think the sun will try to break through as we nudge to about 70 or 71 around lunchtime. I can't rule out some light rain for some of the guys teeing off in the afternoon. But like I said, this is not going to cancel anything. There's no lightning. It's a sprinkle. I don't think you need an umbrella for this rain, but bring the light jacket that maybe is a little more waterproof than the other one. Now, from a race perspective, I think you'll get by as well. We'll still dodge a few showers. That's obviously something they're concerned about at the track. Rest of the weekend looks very nice, and I do think that you're going to see quiet conditions over the next few days, minus these showers as we nudge into the low 70s. The rest of the weekend, mid-70s, less humidity. It is a great finish to all the stuff that's going on this weekend. By next weekend, it is going to be a lot hotter. So maybe we enjoy these little breaks in between as we stay dry. But, it's dark and early here at 5:50. First guys don't tee off here till about 9:10, so we're not going to see much movement of any of the guys arriving, anything like that, and we'll of course migrate to the rest of the golf course. But we got a pretty good breeze out here, and it's kind of chilly outside, so prepare for that, and we'll check in a little later on.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. We got to see if he will kind of fold into the group and try to blend and play a little golf. And he actually says that senior tour is harder because people have been practicing, and I don't know why, but anyway. All right, so I ended here the last time we talked, and I wanted to make sure I showed you that we are in Maplewood all weekend. Art little fair there. I went last year, really cool in Schlafly, out in the Schlafly kind of parking lot area on Southwest, really near Manchester. And then the art fair, the St. Louis Art Fair in Clayton. That's also happening and could bog you down. We talked about Columbia. You have other spots of construction. We'll kind of go over here in just a minute, but I want you to know right now out there on the roads, if you're leaving here soon, you're fine. We don't have delays. Happy Friday.
Sounds good, Paul. You might want to turn off your lights when you leave the room. But coming up, the staggering increase in electric bills and what experts think is causing it. The Tony Award-winning play, Life of Pi, comes to the Fabulous Fox October 7th through the 19th. And one lucky winner is getting tickets for free, courtesy of the Fox. We'll announce that winner later this morning on Today in St. Louis at 6 a.m.
The 5+ TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time.
The rain is moving our way tonight.
Track how the weather will impact your day.
Tracking these storms.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
Live in downtown St. Louis.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. 5+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Hello, Reinhold Electric. Since 1976, we've been serving the St. Louis area.
For residential or commercial.
Or industrial. Security.
No job is too big.
Or too small.
At Reinhold, we do it all.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Missouri. New customers sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5 once we're live. The crown is yours.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Let's say you were in a car accident.
Well, let's sing it.
And now you're injured and can't work. You need a hometown firm who's been representing local clients for 75 years. A team that's won more than $1 billion for people in your shoes. Experienced lawyers who've been on the winning side since 1949.
I'm glad you called Go Singer. Can I promise you will be too?
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
Get your weather impact forecast anytime, anywhere, directly to your phone. Text forecast to 314-425-5355 for the latest conditions near you. Powered by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
All right, everyone, 5:55 is the time right now, and some bad news about your bills. Right now, experts say electricity prices are surging more than twice as fast as the rate of inflation. We've been reporting on that, right? Well, costs have climbed 5.5% in the past year, and many attribute that hike to massive data centers powering the artificial intelligence boom. So exact prices vary from state to state, but research shows that roughly 1 in 6 households are now behind on their energy bills. And then something else is getting more expensive this morning, job-based health insurance. Consulting firm Mercer collected a survey that shows next year, many workers will likely pay 6 to 7% more in premiums. Some employers say that they'll try to limit those increases, but that usually means you'll pay higher deductibles instead. Now, to catch more stories affecting your wallet and your welfare, don't forget you can catch Michelle on the Money. It airs at 1 p.m. on our free streaming app, 5+. Just search Ksdk on your smart TV.
Speaking of budgets and on the money, he wants to be a billionaire. Tomorrow night, one lucky Powerball winner could be just that by bringing home a massive jackpot. After no one drew the winning ticket back on Wednesday night, the grand prize has jumped to $1.7 billion. It's the third largest lottery number in the history of the game. Wow. And what is it? Is it what, $2 for a ticket?
Yeah.
Is it just okay?
No,
so
$2
so
for
would
one
you
player.
do?
Oh, it's
should you do
okay.
one ticket or multiple tickets to increase your chance?
Well, last week I did $10, you know?
Okay.
And then I was mad because I'm like, why did I participate in this? I knew it was so stupid. I didn't even get one number on the dang thing.
I know.
We got one number.
You got one
We
number?
got one number.
Do you get anything with that though?
Zero.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got 0 for that.
I'm kind of over it. Even
Yeah.
though it hasn't
I
been won
know.
yet.
I mean, I
Isn't
would
that
love
weird?
to win it, but like your chance, really you could get struck by lightning like 4 times before you get the
That would hurt.
Powerball.
That would hurt.
The dreaming is the part, right?
Yeah.
You buy the ticket for the dreaming because you're
Mhm.
never going to win.
And then the disappointment right after that. I did win $5 on a scratcher on Wednesday.
Oh, you did?
I did, but I of course spent $10 to get the scratcher.
I know.
So.
You know what? We bought $20 worth of scratchers because when my son saw me buy the Powerball, he's like, "Can I get a scratcher?" He's like 6, but I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun for him." But then I put my $20 in the machine. Oh yeah, you can't get
get
change. So I was like, "We're getting $20 worth of scratchers."
Lottery trade.
I
yes.
know. So we lost
Wow.
30 bucks last week. So dumb because we never buy tickets. And then we did it. We lost 30. Then we scratched off, got nothing. So mad all day.
So you're not buying a ticket for the big one then,
Yeah,
huh?
short story, not buy one.
Yes.
All right, okay, coming up on today's St. Louis at 6, tariffs have raised prices for just about everything, but new parents are being hit especially hard. What you need to know about the tariffs on baby products.
Look who's turning 5. Sponsored by the St. Louis Zoo. Get a zoo perspective.
Oh, and we want to wish Hadley a very happy
Hey.
birthday. Look
I
at
like
her.
that name,
so
Hadley.
Cute. I know,
That's cool.
right? She turned 5 on July 15th. Does it look like she's at the beach, probably, or like I can't
Or a
really
big
tell.
sandbox.
Yeah. Hadley she loves Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one.
And Barbies. And she just started kindergarten. So happy birthday, Hadley. We want to give your soon-to-be 5-year-old a birthday shout-out. Just text us 314-425-5355, and you could see your favorite 5-year-old right here on 5 on Your Side.
This wreck isn't real. This woman wasn't hurt. But a real crash can destroy lives. Hurt? Call Brown and Crouppen. Here for you 24/7, and the call is free.
Embrace the journey, where each moment turns into a cherished memory. Ensuring life's journey and experiences along the way. AAA, we're always with you.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Check out our huge selection of carpet from Lutex Mills. Lutex carpets are soft, luxurious, and provide ultimate comfort. The Trail Ridge carpet is just $139 a square foot after rebate. Upgrade your space with new shop lights. This 44-inch, 10,000 lumen LED shop light has a durable aluminum body with a tread plate design. Perfect for tough environments. Get it for only $29.98 after an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Mom's in the doghouse again, huh?
Yep, she sure is.
I cheated on my math test. And that got us into crypto. We're down, but we're gonna rally.
You know, we're gigillionaires now. The Wi-Fi works great everywhere, not just the doghouse. Not you too, Beth. Okay, we're all going to the doghouse.
Expand your Wi-Fi footprint with home internet from AT&T. Plus, get big gig savings of $180 a year with no annual contract.
Even on an antidepressant, I was masking my depression. I felt I was missing out on the moments around me. So my doctor prescribed Rexulti.
When added to an antidepressant, Rexulti was proven to significantly reduce depression symptoms, more than an antidepressant alone.
She said Rexulti could provide a boost. For me, less depression meant enjoying the little things.
Elderly people with dementia-related psychosis have increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Call your healthcare provider right away to report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
Could a boost help you build on your progress?
Ask your doctor about adding Rexulti.
Boeing is now moving past the striking machinists and hiring new workers.
We get some new news that's trying to shake us. We're not being shaken.
We're live on the picket line with how this could impact 3,200 workers that have been off the job for more than a month.
Rebuilding and restoring tornado-damaged homes in North St. Louis.
This is our city, and this is our time.
The group working to end the divide and unite the community. A popular festival is seeing some security changes after last year's chaotic end. What you need to know before heading to the Holy Spirit Carnival.
And using the power of his voice to move others. No peace! Meet the Gospel Hall of Famer who hopes his fears will inspire others.
Today in St. Louis starts now.
Right now, we're taking a live look from Worldwide Technology Raceway this weekend. It's the Enjoy Illinois 300. By the way, that's a NASCAR playoff race as well. It begins on Sunday afternoon. And this morning on Today in St. Louis Plus, St. Louis native and retired NASCAR driver Kenny Wallace joins us live to talk about the impact of this racing event. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. September the 5th. I'm Randy Knott.
I'm Michelle Lee. Great to see you this Friday. We made it.
We made it.
We made
What's
it.
that song?
Looks like we made it.
That's enough of our singing for the morning.
We started off on the wrong key. We both started on the wrong octave. So,
I'm always wrong when it comes to
it's
singing.
fine. All right. Well, you know what? We're not Shania, but it is a busy weekend for St. Louis sports, and the Stiefel Charity Classic continues today in North St. Louis as well. Gary Frank, he's got to be in love with this, like being
he's
out
a
on the golf
golfer.
course. Yeah. He's at Norwood Hills Country Club this morning. Gary, what will the weather be like when players tee off soon?
You know, I think it's going to be a little chillier. You know, good morning. Good to see you guys here as we're feeling the breeze, right? You know, these guys, 50-plus, Champions Tour. We got a lot of guys that you may not have heard of, guys you have. These are the legends of the game. They're out here. They always have a really good field, and they're even going to have a better field next year as it's a playoff event next year, and it's going to be in October. So there's a lot of good things happening for St. Louis sports. From a weather perspective, immediately when you go outside, to me it feels a little chillier over the last couple of hours that we've been standing out here, simply because this cold front has moved through. Now, we're not going to warm up much more than we are today, but I want to point out what it looks like in the arch. The last couple of days, we've seen vivid sunrise or clouds have increased. We don't have that problem today. It is cloudy just about everywhere. And what I want to point out here as we look outside is the fact that temperatures are holding steady at the moment, right now in the 60s. What you'll notice, though, is the wind has shifted in some cases out of the west or northwest. Bringing our current temperatures right now is 57 in Chesterfield, 58 in Pittsfield, but look at Sparta at 66. You'll notice that from a wind perspective where this front really is. It's starting to be more out of the west, northwest in Pittsfield and Litchfield or Columbia where it's out of the northwest versus to the south where it's either calm or out of the west still. That's going to be a key factor as we see this front start to rush in. Out to the west, though, more clouds and rain, and it looks like it's coming here, but it's evaporating before it reaches the surface. And what we're going to see eventually is the fact that it is relatively cloudy today. I think we'll top out around 70, 71 degrees. However, it gets cooler throughout the day. So I've got some layers on that I haven't had on in a while. And this is, I would say, a lighter quarter zip versus, you know, some of the thicker stuff, although it's a little chilly. We may see a sprinkle or two later on, not umbrella worthy, but let's check in with Paul traffic wise. I got to think it's maybe getting a little busier, but it's Friday, and I think you're going to be tracking not only construction, but a lot of people that are navigating the race and parking lots and traffic for here.
That is absolutely true. Maybe you plan for a quiet weekend getting out and you're going to run into some traffic at an event. Maybe that's you, or maybe you're going to the event. Well, let's talk first about the now. All we really have is the now, right? So let's look at some traffic right up over here on the left side of your screen in Wentzville, 6440. Look at that little tiny bit of traffic, slower right there going westbound, but that's it. Look at the big map. It's just a great trip to wherever you are going this morning. So a lot of good news there. Yeah, kind of focusing in on that Lake St. Louis delay, but not bad at all. This is where Gary is in Normandy, that Normandy area just right by Lucas and Hunt, and that's where you will see delays this weekend due to the golf tournament, but that's just the beginning. Stay right here. I'll let you know some other events that could bog you down. Guys?
All right, Paul. This morning, Boeing says it is hiring replacement workers for permanent positions. Striking union workers say it's just a power play.
5 on your side's Travis Cummings is live at the plant this morning in Berkeley to tell us about this most recent move, Travis.
Michelle and Rennie, a month on the picket line, and you can see strikers here outside of one of the entrances. And instead of new talks, Boeing says they're bringing in new workers. Take a look at some of this video that we got just yesterday. It's been 1 month since more than 3,000 Boeing machinists walked off the job. They've rejected 2 contracts so far, calling for better pay and retirement protections. Boeing insists its offer already includes raises, improved health care, and a signing bonus, calling it a landmark deal. Union leaders say that's not the issue. They want respect and long-term security.
We don't really know what's going to happen to them. We don't know what's going to happen to us, and that's kind of scary. I wouldn't want to work for a company knowing that my workers, my skilled laborers are out here striking, knowing that I got to go back to work, knowing that they can be cut or they can be joining us.
More of everything is not a constructive proposal. I'm concerned that as of today, only about 10% of our represented teammates have asked for a personalized wage statement to understand what our offer means to them and their families.
Getting you back out live here in Berkeley, Boeing is planning to host a job fair on September 16th. All right, we are live in Berkeley this morning. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Travis. It's been nearly 4 months since the deadly May 16th tornado, and yet debris remains in piles on curbs in some of the more impacted neighborhoods. St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer now has a new plan to clean up the mess. She wants the city to use $12 million in RAM's interest funds for debris removal and housing. Despite these funds, though, the mayor says the city still needs more outside help.
It's not only a huge price tag, but it is something that we do not have the local manpower or expertise to really execute. The Board of Public Service within the city here would already is already taxed with a large number of contracts.
Mayor Spencer will present the plan to the Board of Estimate and Apportionment for approval sometime next week.
6:09 is the time right now, and a call for investment into North St. Louis to ensure the fabric of historic communities isn't ripped apart for good. In recent years, local groups have worked to eliminate what's known as the Del Mar Divide. Following the May 16 tornado, the group Del Mar Main Street is working to keep people in their homes that they have had for generations.
There are people who have been here for generations and have never left home. This is home, and we need to make sure it stays that way so that they still can call this community home. And so it's that model for revitalization that doesn't have to mean gentrification, but that engages community participation to just be a part of growing that space to make places for people so that the community is economically thriving and vibrant and pouring into the economy.
So the mayor, Kara Spencer, is now looking for people to join recovery advisory committees.
Security changes at a popular Maryland Heights event after it ended early last year. This morning, what guests of the Holy Spirit Carnival need to know.
This 5 on Your Side newscast is brought to you by Together Credit Union, your hometown home loan provider. Visit togethercu.org to explore your home loan options.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is ending soon. For one final week, you can save up to $1,000 off your entire purchase. Or buy now and pay over time with no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Ends Monday, only at Ashley.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, watch out. Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer. Call me and my team, and we'll watch out for you.
DM Law watched out for me and got me $375,000.
I've got this.
Get RV show pricing now at every Blue Compass RV. All RVs must go, starting at $101 a month. Shop 100 plus locations coast to coast. That's over 15,000 new and used RVs to choose from, exclusively at Blue Compass RV. Hurry in today.
If you're thinking about your next home, think First Community. Our Smart Choice loan offers a highly competitive rate on a 30-year loan. And with 10% down, you don't pay for private mortgage insurance. That saves you money. And you can save even more money because at First Community, there's no application fee, no processing fee, and no underwriting fee. So whether it's your first home, your forever home, or even a vacation home, be smart with a Smart Choice loan from First Community.
Nice.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Missouri. New customers sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5 once we're live. The crown is yours.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
My name is Andy Titleman. There was a forklift accident. It broke my foot as well as about 3 toes. I was in terrible pain. I didn't know quite what to do. Before I hired Morgan & Morgan, I did call a few other places. The other places denied helping me. I called Morgan & Morgan, and they accepted me kind of like with open arms. I don't believe I could have done it without Morgan & Morgan. There is a reason I called Morgan & Morgan. They are for the people. They showed me that they were for me.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is ending soon. For one final week, you can save up to $800 off select adjustable mattress sets. Plus, you can snooze now and pay later with no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Ends Monday, only at Ashley.
When news requires a bigger picture, a higher view, the Bomarito Automotive Group Skylines 5 is in the air over the scene. Local stories that matter to you and your community. The Bomarito Automotive Group Skylines 5, only on 5 on your side.
Good morning here at about 6:12 here. We are at beautiful Norwood Hills Country Club as we talk about what's going on here. And St. Louis got a big sports weekend. We've got the PGA Tour champions that are here. They're teeing off in the next 3 hours or so. We've got, just a small handful of when these guys are teeing off. I mean, you're talking about not till about 9:10. You're talking about guys like Boo Weekley, Tom Pernice, that's a Kansas City guy, Brian Gay, the guy's familiar. You guys got wedges galore. He's one of the best guys with a wedge that you'll ever see. There's a lot of these guys that you've heard of. If you're like me or a golf nut, you know every single one of these guys from top to bottom. Maybe you haven't, you've just kind of casually followed. You got Big Ernie Els, the Big Easy. Weather-wise, what you're feeling right now is a little cooler. It's kind of cooled off for the last hour, and I want to take you to the arch here. You can see over the last few mornings, I've showed the arch, and, it's been sunny in some regard. I'm not sure that we're going to see a ton of the sun today. Temperatures, though, in the 60s here, and what you'll notice here specifically at the top of this hour is that we're at 63 with a west breeze at 5 miles an hour at the airport, and we're not, of course, too far from the airport. What you'll see, though, throughout the rest of the day is the fact that we're going to continue to look at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s right now behind this front. And you'll see to some degree where this front is right now, but from a wind perspective, it's starting to show up a little bit more, looking like from Columbia and Pittsfield. You'll see that directional change where in Flora, Sparta, it's calm. We're more out of the south or southwest. That's going to be the change that we're going to see. However, that dry air is really settling in. Look at all this rain, and I'm just going to kind of scan around and look at all this rain and this cloud cover. This is a pretty good amount of rain in Salina, Hutchinson. And what that's going to do is hitting a dry wall of air, and it's evaporating. And that's kind of why we're going to be cooler over the next few hours. Once that settles in, temps actually fall this afternoon. And as we continue to kind of focus on that, what we're talking about is the fact that I think you should bring an extra layer to things like this. I don't think you're going to run into rain, right? I think it may sprinkle here with a few light showers that are possible throughout the day. We haven't felt that. But what you'll probably notice throughout the day as it gets cooler is as that rain hits the surface, evaporates, you get a cool rush of breeze. That's why you got to bring an extra layer, and that's what we're going to see. First tee time for these guys about 9:10. Like I said, I got a bunch of these guys that'll be out here. So of course we'll migrate a little further here, but in terms of traffic-wise, I would think at the 6 o'clock hour it's getting a little busier, but at least weather-wise, I don't think we're going to be dealing with any showers outside, especially this morning, Paul.
Very good to know, Gary. Absolutely not a bad traffic morning so far, and I've heard Gary has great wedge play as well. That's just the rumor. All right, so we're looking downtown here. Of course, we've got the big race all weekend starting today. But look in this area of downtown. On Saturday night you got Chris Brown, and of course that's the Breezy Bowl 20, right? And that's maybe 60,000 plus people going right there. So across Stan Musial, same time period, you got a Cardinal game and a soccer game there at Energizer Park. So you're going to have a busy Saturday if you're coming downtown, or if you're in Maplewood. What about Clayton? You've got the St. Louis Art Fair and then that Schlafly party that they have going on. So there's a lot of things happening out there. I just want to have you be mindful of that, and we'll talk about some workarounds in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Paul. This evening, the popular Holy Spirit Carnival kicks off in Maryland Heights.
Now, problems last year included a fight and gunfire, and the three-day event was shut down early. No one was hurt, but 4 teenagers were arrested. This year, there are a few new security rules that everybody needs to keep in mind to keep themselves safe. Coolers and backpacks will not be allowed. All bags larger than a clutch must be clear. Kids under the age of 17 must have a chaperone who is at least 25 years old, and face coverings and hoodies will not be allowed. Using his voice to inspire people to take the lead, in Milo, we meet the man who stepped forward and is now entering the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. The Tony Award-winning play, Life of Pi, comes to the Fabulous Fox October the 7th through the 19th. This week winner is Janet W. from St. Louis. By the way, this contest is sponsored by the Fox Theater.
We are watching the weather as storms are moving into our area.
We have crews all over the place. We're prepared for this. We need you to be prepared for it this afternoon.
Think about your plan. Let's find a neighbor, let's find a friend, and get safe.
Storm damage, trees down. What can you tell us right now?
We're seeing a ton of damage on cars.
He was buried under 2 stories.
We're thankful we were able to get him out. You see something like this happen, and you see the people pull together.
We stand strong, and that's what we do.
A legendary weekend in the Lou. PGA Tour champions compete in the Stifel Charity Classic, presented by Compliance Solutions, September 4th through 7th, and COAR. Perform live with your Friday ticket. Visit StifelCharityClassic.com today.
Ready for a new roof? With Allen Roofing and Siding, you can weather the decades with confidence for repair and replacement of your siding, gutters, and roofing. Get local expert installation for all jobs, big or small. Schedule your free inspection by a certified expert at Allen Roofing and Siding.
How do you get more value but pay less? Well, try one of our family of private brands for a private brand bonanza happening now at your local farm and supply. In clothing, we got 25% off all Noble work pants for both men and women. And check out the thread grip flannels under $30. Moving to our pet department, we have a wide selection. Get $10 off the Wildology dog food, $8 off the Wildology cat food, and then $4 off the Heartland Harvest dog food. If you got some work to do in the garage, we got 5 quarts of motor oil from Harvest King for $14.99 or degreasing wipes for under $10. Find all these deals and a lot more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, watch out. Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer. Call me and my team, and we'll watch out for you.
DM Law watched out for me and got me $375,000.
I've got this.
Blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson. Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Diamonds at their lowest price in decades. Natural GIA 1 carats under $15.90. 1.5, $29.90. 2 carat, $49.90. Thousands of diamonds and mountings, all guaranteed the lowest price. Don't miss these deals. The Jewelry Exchange Overland.
Welcome back. This morning, the leader of the EPA will be at Scott Air Force Base to announce a new program that will limit food waste. The new nationwide program will work with farms to distribute excess food to families in need.
Tomorrow night in downtown St. Louis, a number of Grammy Award winners will be inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. And St. Louis's own Chuck Flowers, he will be standing right there with them. He's built an outstanding music career after finding the courage to let his voice be heard.
He has a voice that'll move you. It even moves him.
Yes, I do. I moved myself.
But it took a while.
Well, singing came a little later because I was shy.
before Chuck Flowers moved his vocals.
So I'm like very young, but I wouldn't do it in front of people.
From the back.
I'll sing background, but I don't want to sing the lead. Don't give me a mic. Oh, don't give me a mic.
To the front. Once he got over the shyness.
What was that like the first time around?
Great feeling.
Chuck's musical journey took off.
I just felt it. Just go.
Taking him from the church choir.
I started singing in a group called Revelation Singing Ministry.
To the high school chorus.
Went to Soul Dan, graduate of Soul Dan.
To going from North City.
That's a long road.
To singing around the world.
In auditoriums, churches, Milan, Italy, Germany, Italy, Switzerland.
This year, he hits a high note.
Quite an honor.
Chuck is being inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame.
Inducted with such great people whose shoulders I've stood on. I'm just glad to be there and be honored, and I'm just humble and glad to be recognized for what I've done.
He's hoping his achievements strike a chord in someone, motivating them to take the lead in their life.
I'm a singer who loved to sing and loved to entertain, and whatever you want to do, whatever your dream is, keep living your dream. Run the course.
And Chuck Flowers is grateful to the people who helped lead him.
My mother saw I loved it, so she said, well, we're gonna do something with this, but I don't know, she just let me fly.
In making his musical dream
a lot of people, man,
come true.
The people who helped shaped me in music and got me to this point.
Joseph Price, who you saw playing the keyboards, will also be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The ceremony is tomorrow night at the St. Louis Convention Center.
Well, here at about 6:24, we're in pretty good shape here. We're live in North St. Louis. We're here at the beautiful Norwood Hills Country Club with some of First Light. Now, we're not getting a ton of light immediately, but if you're just kind of waking up and wondering what's going on here, we have the PGA Tour champions in town. That means the legends of the game that are 50 plus. They come here every year around this time, and we always try to hope for some good weather. Well, first and foremost, today is going to be overall a good day, but it's the most, let's say, challenging of the next couple of days because the next 2 days, sunny and dry completely. As we're cloudy right now, we have a little breeze, and I want to get you outside what it looks like at the Arch at this moment because you can see that it's not sunny whatsoever. I don't know that we're going to see a ton of sunshine today, and I want to take a look at that here from the big picture here from, just kind of looking outside. I think, for the most part, things are quiet as we look downtown, but, from a temperature standpoint, 63 degrees right now officially at the airport, but look behind it, mid-50s, and that's the second surge of cooler air, this little secondary cold front that's kind of settling in. That's what we're going to feel. You'll see that it's still 66 in Sparta, but the main story is the wind has picked up. We've got a few gusts over 10 miles an hour, but it's definitely a chillier breeze. So from a standpoint of what we have the rest of the day, I'm looking around and we're just not seeing much of the sunshine whatsoever. It is going to be cloudy for the most part. What I do want to look at is where all this rain is, and look at this rain along I-70. This is a wide area of rain that's moving from west to east, so at some point you would think it's going to get here. Well, the issue with it right now is the fact that there's a lot of dry air that's in place. Those dew points in the 40s and 50s, and you'll see that breeze coming in from the northwest, that's a lot of really dry air. And what that's doing is essentially evaporating all this stuff at the surface, and we might get a wind gust here, 15, 20 miles an hour, and all of a sudden it gets cooler. And that's where, as I show you Futurecast, this stuff looks a little more impressive than I think it's really going to be. And we've kind of seen that throughout, where even as we get through midday, 1, 2 o'clock, it's showing a few showers. And I'm not saying that we won't get a few showers at this point. However, a lot of this is going to evaporate as it runs into this drier air. And that's why you see it kind of fall apart as it moves from west to east. I am a little more optimistic at rain chances closer to some of the high school football games. As we get closer to 6, 7, 8 o'clock, I do think that there'll be a few more showers as we've kind of had enough evaporating and there's at least enough surface moisture. But the better chances are certainly going to be south of 70 and south of 44 later on this afternoon and evening. So next several hours, we'll top out in the low 70s, but those chances of rain may increase. But look how temps fall in the afternoon pretty quickly. That's what I would expect is going to be the case. And this is where that cool, dry air continues to usher in. That's why we're not getting all that warm today. Look at the next few days, though. We're going to be in much better shape. So if you're out here today, low 70s, can't rule out a sprinkle with a west-northwest breeze gusting to around 10. And if you're going to the race this weekend, you may dodge a shower later on today as well. But I'm optimistic that Saturday and Sunday are just about perfect, mid-70s. It is going to be very pleasant outside with not much in the way of rainfall. A few showers today. I think we nudge up to around 73 degrees, which is only 10 degrees warmer than we are right now. But like I said, we're in pretty good shape here at this hour. Temps in the mid to upper 70s. Next week, we're around 90, and it's not going to rain very much. First tee time about 9 o'clock here, and so we're starting to see some of the volunteers, staff rolling in right now. We've been here for a while, kind of checking on the weather conditions as it looks very nice, but it's a little cooler. Thin layer type quarter zip, that's why I got this old Paris one on, but otherwise, you know, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape later on today as we check in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. Of course, he is in the Normandy area here, and you will see traffic there this weekend. But looking at our big map, in the now, look at this Friday traffic, like a Sunday morning. I hope I didn't jinx us, but we're moving very well. You just have to be very, very careful. If everyone had awareness, we'd probably do a lot better. I know you'd really try for that, but it is difficult. I promised a workaround here a little bit on the big race. This is going to be in Illinois right at 2:03, which will be closed at some time. So you've got construction and 5570, where you do have the car race every single day this weekend. How do you get around it? A little friend called 111. So 111, if you're coming from the kind of north area there, maybe northeast of that spot, 111 south, then go 64, like say if you're going to the Cardinal game, 111, 64, come across the river if you're going to be going over here to the Cardinal game this weekend, especially Saturday night. Maybe it's also going to be Chris Brown on Saturday night as well. Stay north, stay on Route 2 to 64, sorry, to 70. We'll have another look at these roads coming up. We love the green, right? We love green on our traffic maps, and Michelle has made a friend with someone who loves green as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay, today's pet for adoption comes from Have a Heart Rescue. This is Stanley. There you go. Good boy. He's very food motivated. In fact, if you don't give him treats, he'll run away from you. He'll say, listen, lady, I'm here for the treats, and that's it. He loves his dog buddies, and he loves toys. Good boy. And his dream home has a fenced yard and humans who are around a lot. He's very sweet. He's so funny. He's got so much energy. Yeah, can you sit? Yes, there you go. Good boy. If you are interested in adopting Stanley, you can learn more at haveaheartrescue.org. How about this? I give you two. There you go. Good boy.
I think he's now #1 on the cuteness charts. My goodness, what a good-looking boy he is.
It's so sweet.
Well, it's the start of the football season, but people wanting to place bets in Missouri still have to cross the river this morning when you will be able to do your betting business in the Show Me State.
Precision, power, and speed lead to victory on the track and in the courtroom. With over $5 billion in negotiated settlements, Onder Law tracks the competition. When you're injured, you can trust the crew that knows how to win. Onder wins. And this summer, NASCAR Xfinity Series driver Jeb Burton hits the racetrack. Number 27 race car, powered by Onder Law. Is your case stuck in neutral? Let Onder Law power your case to the finish line. Call the team at Onder Law today at 314 or 618-9-all-zeros.
The SMX World Championship Playoffs, fueled by Monster Energy. Save big on tickets at any participating Hawks with a $15 savings code when you buy Monster Energy. Restrictions may apply. Coming to the Dome at America Center September 13th. Get tickets now at supermotocross.com.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Missouri. New customers sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5 once we're live. The crown is yours.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Fitz's Automotive Specialist should be your first stop for expert automotive repair. We're big enough for small commercial fleets, yet small enough for your car. Old enough to be established and respected, and still have the latest technology. Serious enough for professional technicians to tackle any problem.
And friendly enough for Desi to greet you when she's not napping.
Fitz's Automotive, your local shop in South County on South Broadway.
I'm Ultima Morgan. As a mother of 4, I know firsthand how stressful giving birth can be. I can think of few worse things than delivering my baby only to be told that he or she has a birth defect. Overwhelming joy to devastation in the blink of an eye. Unfortunately, too many of these cases are the result of a hospital's or medical professional's negligence. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. That's 3 babies per hour born with injuries like cerebral palsy and brain damage. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, call us to find out if we can help. In many cases, medical negligence is the cause of the injury. If you have a child with birth injuries, please call our firm.
Call 800-602-6700. 800-602-6700. 800-602-6700. That's 800-602-6700.
Today in St. Louis starts now.
We are taking a live look from Worldwide Technology Raceway, and it's cool to see the cars, right?
Big trucks.
Yeah. This weekend is the Enjoy Illinois 300. The big race begins Sunday afternoon, and this weekend, today in St. Louis, we'll have much more on what fans can expect during the big race. How exciting. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. The time now is 6:32. I'm Michelle Lee.
Good morning, I'm Rennie Knott. You know, you step outside, it reminds me of football weather.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but Gary is not at a football stadium this morning.
no, there's so much
Gary
going on
is
this
actually
weekend.
at the golf course, Norwood Hills, part of one of the other big events besides the big race taking place this weekend. Gary?
Yeah, we're covering it all out here, and the weather's obviously big dependent on both of these events, right? None of them are indoors. We get the race, which is very important. Even a little drop of rain makes a big difference for the drivers in a NASCAR playoff event. And also here in North St. Louis, we're at Norwood Hills Country Club. We have the PGA Tour champions that are in town for the Tisl Charity Classic. And, they come here every year, and if you haven't come out here, this is going to be a really nice weekend for it. And I know when you immediately step outside, it's cloudy. We have a little breeze outside, and maybe you're thinking there's a threat of rain, and to some degree there is. This rain is not going to have any lightning with it, and I think a lot of it isn't going to reach the surface, but it's a little cooler. And what I want to look downtown is the fact that as I show you this big spot, as we look from Energizer Park, you can see that, obviously everything is dry, but it's cloudy. It's overcast. You can see that behind me, and you can see it on this camera. And what you'll take a look as the closer view of the arch shows is there's not much sunshine. I'm not looking at much in the way of clearing. Now, temperatures are holding steady right now at 63 degrees with a west breeze at 5 miles an hour. And we talk about the dew point sometimes feeling like fall. Well, those numbers in the low 50s are important because that's a lot of dry air that's in place. And as a result of that, our temperatures are cooling down to the north. There's another front that's kind of pushed through the area with temps in the mid to upper 50s in most cases. To the south, we're in the mid 60s. But look at this front that's out of the northwest now in St. Charles at about 10 miles an hour, St. Louis. And you can kind of see where this front is. If I just kind of draw this right now, you can just kind of take a look at it, and it's really going to be something that we're going to settle in here. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to draw this right now, but just in terms of where this front is, it's kind of settling just to our south, right? Just somewhere about right there. And what I want to point out is the fact that we have cloud cover off to our west and then rain here, and that's where it looks like it's pretty significant. But look at how this rain, those yellows kind of go away. It's running into a dry wall of air, and I think that's what we're going to be dealing with the next several hours. So even though we're going to try to warm up in the low 70s, a lot of this rain reaches the surface, falls apart, and really kind of cools us down. So I would expect to dress for what it feels like outside when you step out the door. There's not really any warming going on today. We'll try to warm up, but it's going to be a struggle as we're in the low 70s outside. Of course, we'll check in a little bit more about the rest of the weekend. We have good news for that, but I want to look at and check in with Paul here shortly as more people on the roads, no doubt. They're going to be doing some little maneuvers and detours, signage, following a lot of signage. What's going on, Paul?
Yeah, follow the signage. Great call, Gary. And you're going to be maybe out on the roads. Yeah, a little bit chillier. That's very interesting. But out on the roads trying to, get some movement in, and you'll be like, what is going on here? What is this? What is that? A lot of events. Tons and tons of events. I haven't, run the schematics, but I have to think there's more events right now than any other weekend. But don't quote me on that. Right now, we're looking here at the quad box in different spots. And I changed this one to show you exactly what you're seeing here as you be coming from Chesterfield on in by Visitation Academy on 6440, where we get so crowded lately. Look at it today in your upper right part of the screen. Really nice. Same story on 40 near Spirit of St. Louis Airport, South County, West County, Jefferson County, and then St. Charles County moving. So we're celebrating the good traffic out there this morning, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. 6:36 is the time right now, and Boeing will soon start hiring replacement workers for those who are currently on strike.
Our Laura Barcheski has the latest on the negotiations and the scathing response from the union.
Boeing announced on Thursday that it would be hiring new permanent replacement workers for those who are on strike. It's been officially a month since 3,200 Boeing workers in St. Louis, St. Charles, and Mascoutah walked off the job after their current employer couldn't reach a contract agreement with the machinist union. One of the workers on the picket line thinks this is just a scare tactic, but there's also some uncertainty that comes with it if they do hire new workers. The National Machinist Union president said in a response letter to Boeing, the ball is in Boeing's court. The union asked Boeing again to go back to the negotiating table, and Boeing said Wednesday that they are willing to negotiate. I'm Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
And this morning, Mayor Kara Spencer will make an announcement. It will likely be about the Minority and Women Contract Program. Last month, the city ended that program following pressure from the federal government. Today's announcement will be at 10:30.
Caught on camera, armed FBI agents raiding a St. Peter's home this week. Now 2 people are facing charges of harboring undocumented immigrants. The FBI also raided the Golden Apple, a now closed restaurant in St. Charles. One of those 2 people charged manages the restaurant. A witness told 5 on your side a group of employees would come to work in a van. One immigration attorney says all employees have rights.
Because you're in the United States, the employees in the United States, they have certain rights, just like everybody else. It's called due process. They have those rights. So they should learn to exercise those rights.
The potential penalty for this charge could be up to 10 years in prison, a fine of up to $250,000 or both.
Let's take a live look at the Missouri State Capitol this morning, where the redrawn congressional map will soon be taken up for a full House vote. Yesterday, a committee advanced the map. It would give Republicans a 7-1 majority in Congress by splitting up a Kansas City district. The House is expected to debate the map on Monday and send it to the Senate by Tuesday.
Missourians continue to drive across the river to place their sports bets. We have an update on when the Show Me State will allow sports betting.
Find styles that feel more you than ever, without compromise. Max what makes you, you.
At Sono Bello, just one visit changes everything.
It was instant. I got an amazing flat stomach.
Physically, you can see it. That belly is gone. Sono Bello did that for me.
With our micro laser technology, you can permanently remove stubborn fat and transform your body, all in just one visit. Sono Bello has over 50,000 5-star reviews and is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist. Call now for your personalized consultation. That's over a $250 value. Free. Call Sono Bello today.
My injury law firm is too big.
My injury law firm is too small.
My injury law firm is just right.
Holland Injury Law. Tested, trusted, tenacious.
When there's so much bad out there, it's easy to feel like nothing will ever change. That's the moment you can do something. A little good. Even the smallest act can start to turn the tide. Start a GoFundMe for something that matters to you. Not later, not someday, now. Because when people care, good spreads fast. So don't scroll past the moment. One click, that's all it takes. Let the good start with you. Start a GoFundMe.
I hired a contractor months ago, and I've been chasing him down ever since.
H&F Exteriors is different. At H&F, we communicate because we care. With H&F, you'll see your home in 3D before we start. Get weekly updates while you wait, and finish with the H&F Quality Walk, ensuring you're completely satisfied. We promise to never leave you guessing, and we always keep our promises. H&F Exteriors, done right every time.
There are 2 schools of thought when it comes to buying a new vehicle.
You gotta look them in the eye. Bruh, just do it on your phone.
With Jim Butler FastPass, I took care of all the trade-in and financing paperwork online first, and they were all ready for me to sign and drive when I showed up.
Firm handshake.
Just make it easy, for real. Guys, you're both right. With Jim Butler FastPass, I get modern convenience and personal service.
Old school trust. New school speed. That's why.
Well, tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Chargers will kick off the NFL season in Brazil. The Chiefs looking to make it 8 straight wins over the Chargers. The Cowboys and Eagles played game 1 of the year last night, and it started out disgusting. Philly's Jalen Carter spat on Dak Prescott before the first play. Carter was ejected. It turned out to be a rather close game, though, with the defending Super Bowl champions taking the lead for good in the second quarter when Saquon Barkley scored. The Eagles won 24-20. After nearly a 15-year hiatus, the border showdown resumes in Columbia when Mizzou and Kansas kick off at 2:30 tomorrow. The rivalry dates back to 1891. I discussed the deeply rooted hatred between the two schools with 5 on your side sports guy Corey Miller.
And it's going to be nasty. It's always nasty when you've got a rivalry that stretches between 2 towns and 2 states. It goes back to the Civil War. Yeah, it's gonna be a little nasty. I'm very excited for Saturday.
We'll have more with Corey this morning on Today at St. Louis Plus. Hear why he says this is the biggest game of the year. Tisl Plus starts at 7 o'clock on the free 5 Plus streaming app. Well, it's week 2 of our 4th annual Tackle Hunger campaign with the goal of collecting 75,000 pounds of food for Operation Food Search. Now, each week, we'll spotlight a matchup between 2 high schools. This week, it's Columbia versus Waterloo. The 2 schools go head-to-head off the gridiron, competing to see which community can collect the most food before the game kicks off. You can also use the QR code on the screen there to make a donation. 5 on your sideline tonight. Be sure to watch it at 10:15 to see which school wins.
Missourians will soon be able to place a bet on their favorite sport. Last November, voters approved sports betting. The Show Me State recently approved mobile sports betting licenses for Circus Sports and DraftKings, which are projected to bring in roughly $60 million in tax revenue every year. But they won't be online until December 1st. So until then, Missouri bettors will have to cross the river to place their wagers.
Wages. Don't do all your wages.
Don't put your
maybe.
wages on your wagers. You know?
No. Only gamble with what you could lose. I think is maybe even an official statement somewhere. And we need to talk to Gary a little bit about that. Maybe just a little side conversation. All right. So right now here we're looking at our big map. We love the big map when it's moving very well. In Wentzville, you were even tapping the brakes. St. Charles County 6440. Not the case now. So light volume. You know, it's really crunch time though with school buses and pickups. So just be careful. Remember to stay back at least 20 feet both ways, depending on how many lanes there are on the pull-up that you're doing to a school bus. So very important there. Looking at the quad box, things are great out there. We will let you know if things change. Back to you.
All right, well, tariffs have prices going up.
And let's take a look at the traffic. Oh, wait, we already did that. But it's moving, I will tell you that much, very much. And we're just celebrating it.
You know, I'm hanging out. If you guys are here, if you guys can hear me, it's all good. Cool. Here we go. As we start off this morning, we are in pretty good shape here as we start off this morning here at Norwood Hills Country Club. As looking pretty good here. The Stiefel Charity Classic. This is where the PGA Tour champions in about 2.5 hours will start to tee off as part of the weekend. And you know, we're getting a little more breeze outside. If you're just waking up, and you know, now we're at first light, we're starting to see quieter conditions here. But the breeze has picked up a little bit. And I want to look outside here at the Arch because you can tell that temperatures right now are holding steady in the 60s. We have a west breeze at around 5 miles an hour, and we have some dry air that's in place. Now, one of the things that's a main key component for us is the fact that we have a cold front that's settled into the region here with our wind that has picked up a little bit as well. It's out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and you'll see that drier air that's in place here over the next several hours. The key for us is the fact that it looks like it's going to rain. In fact, look at the radar's bringing in some cloud cover and rain off to our west and northwest, right? However, a lot of this is not even reaching the surface at this hour as we still continue to look at. Watch this rain. It looks like a wide wall of rain. Look how it kind of falls apart once it gets closer to, let's just say, Emporia and Wichita. And I know that's far away from us, but the main key factor is it's running into a lot of dry air. So we're going to get cloud cover and really pick this up over the next few hours. Watch how that rain really wants to settle in. And I really think that overall, the next several hours, you'll probably run into some drier weather. However, it's still going to be on the quieter side in terms of what's going on. However, when you look at temps right now holding steady in the low 70s, that's about as warm as we're going to get. In fact, I think our rain chances start to increase a little bit as well. And, there aren't going to be a ton of areas of rain, but I want to talk about this for our tackle hunger game of the week. It is going to be kind of chilly, honestly. By kickoff, we'll include a few showers for Waterloo and Columbia. I do think it's chilly by the fourth quarter. So moms, even dads, layering up just a little bit, especially for the second half of the game, because even if it doesn't rain, I think the rain that kind of evaporates as it reaches the surface is going to cool things down. So it's going to be downright chilly for what you would expect at this time in September. However, I think it's still in pretty nice shape here overall. And that's what we'll continue to monitor here as we are going to try to move around a little bit at Norwood Hills. We kind of got caught in between moving, and now that we got First Light, we got more volunteers moving around, staff and everybody here. As weather looks pretty good, I wouldn't bring an umbrella for this, but be prepared for a few light showers that may last 5 to 10 minutes. And we'll talk more about that in our extended forecast and what it looks like for the rest of the weekend, guys.
All right, Gary. Tariffs have prices going up on almost everything. How it is hitting especially hard for new parents.
Let's go!
Football is back.
We got you all covered.
Football food.
Soup to nuts.
And today is fired up with the fans. From stadium lights to game day bites.
It's back, baby. It's back.
Today is your home for all things football.
This wreck is fake. No harm was done. But a real accident can ruin your life for real. If you've been hurt in an accident, Brown & Crouppen has the expertise and power you need, and you can call us 24/7 for free.
Parents, the Urban League Head Start is enrolling now, serving kids birth to 5 with flexible hours and home-based options. Call 314-867-9100. The Urban League Head Start is where learning and opportunity grow.
Floors, we got them. Every style, every color, everywhere in our showroom. At Ambassador Midwest Floor, we have everything you need to make choosing and installing your new floors as easy as possible. Get started online at ambassadorfloor.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us, Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Missouri. New customers sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5 once we're live. The crown is yours.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
$625,000, $2.1 million, $9.3 million. If you've been injured, what would a great result mean for you? Hoffman Townsend.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The 5+ TV app. Local news from the team you trust. Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, 24/7. 5+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, tariffs are having an impact on new parents, from diapers to strollers and cribs. So one nonprofit says more families are asking for help, and they are seeing the largest sticker shock on pack and plays.
We have seen an increase of $30 a pack and play, so that starts to multiply as we're sending them out the door to families, ensuring that a child has a safe place to sleep at night.
Those pack and plays are so valuable. So the price of raising a newborn is now costing more than $5,000 per family, and prices are expected to rise more since the tariffs. For more money news, you can watch Michelle and the Money on 5 Plus. It airs at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The streaming app is free to download on your smart TV.
Right, will do. Michelle, right now we are looking at where you could get bogged down starting your day before 3 o'clock, actually, with a lot of events out there. And this is, of course, the race stuff that's happening. And you've got the Illinois 300, which is Sunday, concerts around that, but also things start today. And they are building up around Route 203 here in Illinois at 5570. You can see Horseshoe Lake. And that's where the event is. I want to give you a workaround. That will probably be where there's the most traffic this weekend, even though we have numerous things that are going to be out there happening. Take 111 if you can. 111 to 64 if you need to get across the river. Maybe you're going to the Cardinal game at the same time tomorrow night or tonight, or maybe it's some other situations that are happening out there. You got a big concert on Saturday night, and then, of course, you've got soccer and things in Maplewood. It's just going to be an active and fun weekend, but be careful out there. Light volume on the roads right now, guys. Let's go over to Gary right now. He's a little bit chilly, I think, and definitely they'll bring in some golf heat our way.
Yeah, good morning, Paul, here at Norwood Hills Country Club. You know, it is a little chilly, I got to be honest with you. And I'm wearing the shorts, but the only reason I had the more thin quarter zip on and the older ones, because I thought I was going to be a little warm to start the morning, but these breezes are cooling things down. I'm not sure we're going to warm up a ton today, especially because, as you can see, there's no sunshine. And now as we're standing on the 18th green, you can see perfectly manicured conditions, quiet conditions, and there's a little bit of breeze, and that's what we're going to see over the next few hours. I do want to point you to our weather forecast here as we prepare for the Tisl Charity Classic here in North St. Louis. I want to look downtown, and you can see there is not much in the way of sunshine, obviously, because it's not very warm and we've got clouds that are settling in. This secondary cold front that we've been tracking has settled in. Temps in the mid-50s here to the north, low 60s in the city, but I got a hunch that's not going to be all that different here at the top of the hour as we get another update, because it's a little chillier outside. Mid-50s. We also have a west-northwest breeze at around 10 miles an hour. In terms of cloud cover, not only do we have cloud cover, but we have thick wildfire smoke. So it's kind of muted, all things considered, because I don't think there's a ton of clouds outside right now, but I think the thick wildfire smoke plus the cloud cover has started to settle into the region. And I think that's what you're going to see over the next several hours as we continue to focus on that moving forward. What I do want to pay attention to is the fact that this cloud cover and rain off to our west continues to settle in, and what you'll notice here is the fact that we still have more of that rain that runs into this dry layer of air, and that's what's going to be the case over the next several hours. Look at these dew points in the 50s in many cases. That's what we're kind of dealing with here, and that dry air really is running into place here. And like I said, when you look at it from a standpoint of what Futurecast shows, it looks like it's going to rain. However, I don't think that we're going to get too much in the way of rain here. I think a lot of this really evaporates here, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here for the most part as we talk about what this rain has kind of settled into the region. So in terms of what's going on, I do think that we're going to see clouds increase into the low 70s over the next several hours. You'll see that we see our temps fall, and while chances for rain exist, this cool, dry air that settles into the region. Futurecast shows that really tomorrow and the next couple of days will be really in good shape. So if you're coming out here, I would prepare that it's going to be quiet and overall still very pleasant, but just prepare for cooler conditions and maybe a light sprinkle throughout the day. That also goes for this weekend as we continue to look at, quiet conditions. We'll dodge a shower for the rest of the race, but Saturday and Sunday for the NASCAR playoff event, the Enjoy Illinois 300, looking pretty good. Overall, the next 7 days, minus dodging a few of these showers, if we can even get them at all, I think we're going to be in just fine shape overall as temperatures continue to hold steady. But just prepare for cooler conditions for today. That will not reflect the weekend. You'll be able to lose that layer pretty quickly in the afternoon. But like I said, here at the Tisl Charity Classic, like I said, it's nice. We've got our first tee time at 9 o'clock. You got guys that you've heard of, guys that you haven't. We got Boo Weekly off the top. You know, see, guys that I know, right? I know all these guys like Scott McCarron, Tim Petrovic, Greg Chalmers, but you got St. Louis legends like Jay Haas, you know. On T number 10, we got guys like Bo Van Pelt, Dickie Pride, Rocco Mediate playing again together. So tee times start at 9:10, go all the way to 11:22. You got Bernhard, you got also Ernie Els, these guys that have won out here before. You got Wai Yang won last year, the defending champion. So a lot of good stuff going on here. We're on 18. It's going to get busier out here as the gates open up here in just a little bit, and we'll keep checking in on our 5+ streaming show from 7 to 9. Guys, back to you.
Look who's turning 5. Sponsored by the St. Louis Zoo. Get a zoo perspective.
This morning, we want to wish a very happy birthday to Eli. He turns 5 today, by the way. His family tells us that he loves his dog, and as you can see right there, he's giving him a big old hug. We hope you have a great day, my friend. We want to give your soon-to-be 5-year-old a happy birthday shout-out as well. Just text us at 314-425-5355, and you could see your favorite 5-year-old right here on Today in St. Louis.
For one final week, shop Ashley's Labor Day sale. It's your last chance to find hot buys for every room starting at just $199. Plus, you can save up to $1,000 off your entire purchase. Or pay no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Ends Monday, only at Ashley.
What we do here at the Interventional Pain Institute is we take the time to listen to our patients and hear their story, what fits with their goals, and what's going to get them their quality of life back.
Best and most rewarding aspects of the specialty is seeing how much of a difference that we can actually make in somebody's pain.
I'm Dr. Guy. At the Interventional Pain Institute, we strive for excellence in pain management. Conquering pain for over a decade. Let us help you get your life back.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is ending soon. For one final week, you can save up to $1,000 off your entire purchase. Or buy now and pay over time with no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Ends Monday, only at Ashley.
This morning, we know that Boeing plans to hire replacement workers amid an ongoing strike. It's been more than a month now since 3,200 machinists walked off the job. Workers remain on the picket line following unsuccessful contract negotiations. Boeing says this step is necessary for maintaining operations. The union is asking Boeing to return to negotiations. The popular Holy Spirit Carnival in Maryland Heights returns tonight with some new rules. Coolers, backpacks, those will not be allowed. All bags larger than the clutch must be clear. Anyone under the age of 17 must have a chaperone that is 25 years of age or older. Face coverings and hoodies will not be allowed.
Well, as we continue to look at the next few days, today is our only minor hurdle in terms of conditions. We have cloud cover, we have a few light showers that may be around, especially south where there's a bit more moisture. But as we continue to stay live here in North St. Louis at Norwood Hills Country Club, the Tisl Charity Classic should be able to go on just fine, no problems. Maybe a sprinkle or two in the afternoon. It will get cooler this afternoon. That's the bottom line. Dress for what it feels like outside right now. I'm not sure it warms up all that much. We'll see more clouds and maybe a sprinkle throughout the day. A better weekend ahead, guys.
All right, Gary, well done, my friend. We'll see you during our stream. You got weekend events aplenty, right? Of course, the race, that's all weekend. Cardinals, Giants, same story. Chris Brown, Saturday night. City SC soccer games. It's really crazy how much is going on. That's the only thing going on. Look at this traffic right now. It is a moving out there. Also, Maplewood. You have something along Manchester and the Taste of St. Louis in Clayton happening starting today as well. So be aware of that with Forsyth, Maryland, all of that.
Yeah, so much going on. All right. Well, today in St. Louis begins in just a few minutes, and today we are asking who's going to win the Super Bowl. Ooh. Let's talk more football. All right. So what do you think? 314-425-5355. Let us know. You can watch it on TV for free with the 5+ app.
I love football.
I know.
I'm excited for this weekend.
Oh, tonight, how about that?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a live look out the window right now. This, of course, is the Norwood Hills Country Club, where they're playing a little golf today. The professionals swinging the clubs. Have a great Friday, everybody. The Today Show is next, right here on 5 on your side.
We're hitting up tailgates, asking fans what they love about Underdog.
Underdog is the best app. All I got to do is just pick higher or lower on my favorite players.
Underdog all day, y'all. I can win up to 1,000 times my money, and I love winning. Me and the boys just won hella bones. We're going to celebrate tonight. Let's go, boys.
Sheesh. That new customer offer when you sign up. Show me the money.
New customers play $5 and get $50 in bonus funds instantly. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget with no messy grout to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits.
For a limited time, call now to save an extra $200. Bathfitter, the